Let that
That's as
gold
good
slip
as
through our
Malort.
fingers, boys.
Barrel aged gold.
Golden turds, boys.
Name of my autobiography. Oh yeah, I gotta do a thing.
Yeah, we straight chillin', serial killin', pre-cold villains on the mic, got you
Sisters.
reelin'. Five-star rated from the floor to the ceiling. If you catch a one-star, no time for feelings. Got a demon DJ on the ones and twos. By the name Beelzebub, so don't get confused. So grab a seat by the fire, roast them all over two, and prepare to hear the legend of the straight chillin' crew.
What up, nerds? And welcome to another head-to-head episode of Straight Chilling, the weekly horror movie review show where you chill and we kill, slice, dice, and chop up yet another horror movie. My name is Bob. I'll be your host for the evening. This is episode 554, recorded on Sunday, November 16th, 2025. Tonight we're talking about the winner of the November poll, which was Freddy vs. Jason. Before we get into it, let me introduce everyone else on the show tonight. First up, calling in from Washington, D.C., we got your boy, Rand Diesel. What's up, man?
Oh, bitch.
What's up, baby? Place your bets. Who you got, Bob?
Ooh.
Where you going? What's your bet?
My bet is
Who's
Catherine
drunkest here?
Isabel. Maybe you. I think you have a tell.
You win.
This Everclear's kicking your ass.
Oh my God! Yes, it sure is. I don't wish it was Everclear. I don't
You
know why I
don't
started
wish.
that sentence.
Nobody
No,
wishes
I
that.
can't. I can't follow along with that bit.
I need to just sip grain alcohol straight.
I
Neat.
refuse to yes and Everclear. That's just bad for your health.
Good man. Good man. Last but not least, calling in from Seoul, South Korea, we got Shaboy Soju. What's up, man?
Oh, what up, bitch, you boy? Yeah, Stein. Never forget, bish.
I think
Never
everybody forgot.
Yeistein.
Forget
Oh,
the
man.
name.
What a throwback to a week ago
Yeistein.
I've already forgotten about.
It makes so much sense. It's so easy to pick up on.
Yeistein.
And it's so
Yeistein.
easy to remember, so you'll never forget me. Yeah, Stein.
Yeistein.
I forget you all the time. This is gonna help. This is gonna help a lot.
Mm. Shaboy Yeistein, the soju, the man, the soju.
No.
Yeistein.
Yeistein the man,
I
the
don't know.
soju the man.
Guy
We got
Stein
too
the
many
man.
jokes.
Portugal
Guy Stein
the
Mang.
Yeistein man.
Yeistein the mang, the soju, the mang. I don't know. Check it out. Our third host. Hey, we're talking about Freddy vs.
Host.
These are jokes
Whoever
that
he
you
is.
just won't know if you have not listened to this before or listened
I
to the last
barely
episode.
know.
I'm kind of
Yeah,
mysterious, you see.
Um,
That's kind of my role here on Nice
Bullshit.
Bob.
Derivative.
I call bullshit on that.
Yes. We're talking Freddy vs. Jason. Before we get into it, let's tackle a little bit of housekeeping real quick there, gentlemen's. We do have a poll posted on our Patreon website, our December poll. If you support us at the $5 level or above, you get the chance to vote on a movie we're talking about this December. The theme for December is Sleigh Bells. The movies you're voting on are Day of the Beast, Saint or Saint, and The Wolf of Snow Hollow.
Whoa, Bomb. How those numbers looking? Heading into
Ooh.
the back half of November, boys. Time keeps on slipping.
slipping.
Keeps on slipping, slipping, into the future.
Okay, let's not.
The numbers have slightly shifted. The positions of the movies really haven't, though. So Day of the Beast, last place, still 22% of the vote. Second place, Saint or Saint, 28% of the vote. The Wolf of Snow Hollow, first place, 50% of the vote.
Oh,
Damn.
seems like it gained some ground there. Okay,
It did. Yeah, it
Cool.
sure
Wow.
did.
good. Every time this is a surprising poll because every time you read those first numbers, I think it's going to be closer than it actually ends up being.
I've been like Day of the Beast has got a little bit of a reputation that I didn't know about, and that's not the one that I
Yeah.
picked for the record. But like I'm a little bit surprised that people aren't as curious as I am about that one.
That one was, I remember, I'm not sure. I have to go back and read my article. It might have been one that actually maybe didn't end up making my article because I watched it late when I was putting that together, but I was really surprised by it, honestly.
It's got
Juice,
like a sleeper classic sort of reputation. Sorry, Rob. Go ahead.
what article are you talking about? Let the folks know.
Yeah, on our website, straightchilling.com. Yeah,
RollingStone.com.
Rolling Stone. Is that still a thing?
Oh yeah.
I wrote an article highlighting 25 Christmas horror films you should check out for the season if you want to do a 25 Days of Christmas. And that was, I think, back in 2023, so it's a couple years old now. But yeah, it just highlights because it was funny. I was listening back to some of I made a Christmas playlist as well, and I was listening back to some of our old episodes, and we were talking about P. Deuce. And at that time, we were all saying, I can't even think of 10 Christmas horror films or whatever we say in that
That's
episode.
crazy.
Yeah, I
The thing is,
know.
it's
Yeah.
a deep well, but the
I
quality.
mean, of the 25 I listed, I'm going through the, yeah, it's the article is called The Top 25 Best Christmas Horror Films to Watch This Holiday Season. And honestly, I mean, you can get a good, I think 15, 16 in before the quality really starts to maybe kind of take a dip. And I mean, honestly, it's pretty solid all the way through, to be honest with you.
Sentimental hogwash.
There's like, I mean, Calvair's on there. So I mean
Which
that
is
one would be a
honestly pretty
hard.
good. Not an
Yeah,
easy
it's just a
watch.
hard
Yeah.
watch. But I mean,
Yeah. Yeah.
Calvair's on there. It's a Wonderful
Mhm.
Knife is probably the worst one on there. But I
Well, I
mean,
like that
Yeah.
one, so that kind of blows
oh,
up my argument.
well then yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I think most of them on there. I like cut out a bunch of them too. Like I could have gone more, but yeah, I didn't put like really shitty ones on there.
Well, that's
All
good
right.
because it's a top 25
Well,
list.
Day
Yeah,
of the
I
Beast
mean,
might
there
fit cleanly in
I
there
actually
then.
think I
I'm
don't put Day of the
curious.
Beast on here, so that's just an
Damn.
extra one.
All right.
26. There you go.
It's a
All right.
bonus.
Yeah.
Yeah. Check it out,
Maybe.
straightchilling.com if you want a little list there. Get
And
your
vote for
votes
Day of the
in.
Beast if you want, or anything else on that poll if you
Yeah.
are a patron.
Or anything else. I think all three of these are pretty solid Christmas horror movies that we have not reviewed yet. There's still some out there, man.
I
Like,
actually didn't even. Oh, I did. I was about to say I didn't put the Wolf of Snow Hall in there, but it was number 24. But yeah, they're all good. Yeah. And some of them I
I've
forgot about. Like, I'll just give a little Bodies on here. I forgot about that one. That was one you
Body is
recommended,
one.
Bob. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's cool.
I think that one has just like
That's that
completely
Into
been
the Dark
forgotten.
film, isn't it?
No,
Or
that is
no?
another movie called
I
Body,
was gonna say
but
they remember that
there's
being a Christmas movie,
yeah.
but go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's another one that's a Christmas movie and it's from like the early 2000s. I forget the year exactly.
Mm.
Yeah, it's totally worth watching. Three girls, they like are trying to celebrate together in this abandoned mansion and things take a pretty
That movie
is
is actually pretty fucked
turn.
And then
up.
they
Yeah.
start
Yeah.
perusing each other's bodies, and then
Yeah.
you pay $10 to see more. Is that the movie you're talking
You
about?
know, you just gotta turn it on and embrace the Christmas spirit of the film. You know,
Okay, all right.
He's gonna
Yeah.
find
Get
the
in
jolliest bunch of assholes this side of the nut house.
this side of the nut house. Get those votes in before the end of November. We'll see what movie we're talking about this December. We are dropping mini casts every other Friday over on Patreon. We just dropped one this past Friday. Your boy me is talking about the Black Phone 2, the big black phone of time, Deuce.
Whoa, I didn't even know they got the big black phone and deuce over in China. I think, so there we go. Our Chinese correspondent me is representing over there.
And now over
Oh.
to me. Me? Don't do a me.
God bless.
do a
Do
me.
not do a me.
God bless
Fight
anybody
your
who's
natural inclination.
if this is your introduction to straight chilling, good luck.
You don't know what
Like,
is
that's-
happening.
yeah,
If your
that's-
introduction is
I think
Freddy
the
versus
introduction-
Jason, then I
You never
think
know, man.
what you're
Look,
getting.
man, you might already be drunk as I am, if that's the case.
Maybe. if you're lucky. Yeah, the Black Phone 2, oh, that's available on Patreon right now. Check it out if you want to hear my thoughts. Some good, some bad. Pretty mixed overall. I'll go ahead and spoil it a little bit. The next minicast we have dropping is going to be on Friday, November 28th. Again, that's going to be your boy me talking about Shelby Oaks. Finally got to
Whoa.
see Shelby
Oh
Oaks.
And I
my.
forgot to
Get
tell
that.
you boys, so I'll do it live here on air so everybody gets to see the little behind the scenes. I did a mini cast on Predator, the Badlands. I just haven't sent it to you
Oh.
yet, Bob.
Wow. The sneakiest preview. The sneakiest preview there
Wow,
ever was.
wow. Who
So
knew?
there you go. So
Send it over.
eventually, sometime down the line, you'll be getting Predator Badlands in your
I'd
And
wager to
eventually Bob
say
will pitch in and
December.
actually make a recording of his own
Yeah.
instead of
Eventually, if you're
outsourcing everything to
lucky.
China.
Your boy, me, Bob.
Oh God.
So yeah, that's what we got going over on Patreon right now. I don't have really any plugs. Do you guys have anything you need to mention?
I
I
never
think
do.
my
So
house is
juice.
clean this week, honestly.
Alrighty.
Hmm.
Let's clean this bish.
Squeaky.
This house is clean.
All right, let's get into the main event. We are talking Freddy versus Jason, and we're kicking it off with the back of the box.
What's on the back of the box?
Whoa, Bob, I saw you had this box. Approved purchase right there. Soju approved.
The VHS.
Oh, that's the
Yeah.
VHS. Who do you think
Whoa.
you are?
The
Wow.
You
VHS.
10 years ago?
Look at that.
15
Look at
years
that.
ago? 20
Look
years
at
ago?
that.
I don't know.
Look at that.
Whoa.
Look at that. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
And that's the bluest cover.
It's pretty
So
blue.
blue. Oh my
It's
God.
so blue.
It's pretty blue. So Freddy vs. Jason from 2003, rated R, with a runtime of an hour and 37 minutes. This is on VHS, DVD, Blu-ray. I not on 4K yet, but I feel like any day now that's probably gonna happen.
Probably after this drops and blows it up, you know?
That happens.
People are going to
Like,
finally discover this hidden gem.
it happens because like we're very influential, though. It's
Of
not a
course,
coincidence.
you know, we're a bit of influencers.
We're
you know?
tastemakers. We make the taste. And
Yeah,
people
we're
taste
all of a sudden making Freddy Krueger and Jason Voorhees popular.
At this
They're
point,
gonna,
we
they're gonna
have
be household names
influenced
after we're done with it.
an entire generation to watch horror and to think about it deeply, you know?
People are gonna like hold Jason and Freddy in the same regard as names like Jystein. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like it's gonna be way up there.
Unforgettable names here.
Unforgettable and iconic names, truly.
Jystein the Soju the man.
Yeah.
Drink.
The Soju the man.
The Soju the man. I don't
The
even know
extra
who
the
you
is
are.
what lets you know it's good quality.
I don't know.
I wear
who you
multiple
are.
faces, you know.
Let's
Sounds
not dig into
horrific
that any
to me.
further. I think
Yeah.
that we understood that perfectly.
This movie was directed by Ronnie Yu. This was based on characters from Victor Miller, Wes Craven, etc., etc. Stars Robert Englund, Ken Kurzinger, Monica Keena, Catherine Isabel, Kelly Rowland, Fletcher, some other lovely folks. Plot synopsis brought to you by IMDb is as follows. Freddy Krueger and Jason Voorhees return to terrorize the teenagers of Elm Street, only this time they're out to get each other too. Gentlemen, have you seen this movie before, and would you recommend the folks at home check it out? Randy, kick us off.
Yes, I have. I do believe that I saw this in theaters with you and our friend Mike. I believe I was late, and I walked in at the very first Yabo shot of the film. Maybe the
Which
last.
is only like 2 minutes in, really. It's like,
Yeah, it's very, very quickly, and so it wasn't like it was
Yeah,
a
that's the
preamble
first shot of
basically.
the film, yeah.
And it might be the last Yabo shot too. I'm not 100% sure on that, but
no, it's not.
yeah, I have seen it several times. I was quite a fan. If you had asked me after seeing it that night when I was whatever age, 14 or whatever the fuck it was, too young, I would have said, yeah, everybody should watch this who likes horror. Now I'll say everybody who likes horror and is a completionist should probably watch this. Otherwise, watch it or don't.
All right, Juice, what about you?
Yeah, I remember seeing this in theaters too, and I'll go ahead and say this is one that I did sneak into. And you know who was in that movie theater? I had this crazy memory. This is so weird. I
You
won't
rolled
say
the
his name,
dice.
but he's our boy who always wonders about cars starting to fly, dog. Yeah,
Wow.
I know. I have
What
that
a
very
pull.
I know. I have that very distinct memory because he was a couple years older than us. But he went to my church or whatever. That's how I
I'm
knew
gonna
him.
have to ask you more about that later.
Yeah, yeah. So he was there, and yeah, I remember sneaking into this movie. I've seen it many times. I don't know how many times I've seen it, and this is what we like to call in the industry elevated cinema. This is
Mm.
really this is
Pure cinema.
something really special here. But no, I mean, this is the definition of like a guilty pleasure for me. I mean, I mean, it pretty much delivers exactly. If you see the title Freddy vs. Jason, you think that sounds like a good time, it's gonna be a good time. If you see that title and think that sounds like utter dog shit, it's gonna be utter dog shit. So
Yeah.
It's a Rorschach test of your
it
personality,
really
really.
is. It really is. So, not a strong across the board recommend, but if you're looking for a good time where just two classic horror, killers go at it, then yeah, definitely check it out. Bob, how about you?
Definitely seen this before in the theater. This might actually be the first Friday the 13th or Nightmare movie I ever saw in the theater.
Oh,
Oh.
in the theater. Well,
Oh,
Yeah,
okay,
well,
sure.
yeah.
yeah.
Back
In
then,
the
sure.
theater.
These are kind of
Yeah.
like the perfect prime time release for our particular age bracket
Yeah.
to have seen
Y'all
in
were
theaters. That
young.
makes sense.
I was
You
Yeah.
were
very,
younger,
very
apparently,
young. I was
according to the
very,
bit.
very young.
According to the bit.
You were
Yeah,
I had to
in
just
sneak
utero, I
in at
think.
just like 5 years old.
You're is the person who likes cars that fly your mother who had you in utero at the moment?
we were definitely not like of age to see this when it came out,
No.
Yeah.
but like old enough to
Perfect
sneak
age to
in or
sneak it.
yeah.
Old
Yeah.
enough is not
Yeah.
a phrase I want to be uttering on
Old enough
this.
to watch a movie is what I'm
Okay.
talking.
All right. All right.
And
What did
yeah,
you say,
like
Bob?
I don't really know that I loved it when I was a teenager, and I don't really love it now, honestly. So it's
Yeah,
fine
fair.
for what it is. I think it could have been much worse. But it doesn't really give me what I love from either of the franchise necessarily.
Really?
I don't know that it could.
Here's a guy who forgot his nostalgia glasses today.
I don't know. It doesn't really hit for me.
Really?
It's a loose recommend for me.
Oh
Like
no, Bob.
you
Ooh,
probably already know if
no.
it's for you or if it's not for you. So
I'm loose.
I'm loose. I'm loose. That sounds like a loose recommend.
I think so.
About as
Mr.
loose as you
Definition
can
of
get.
yeah, without just completely plummeting out the bottom. That's about as loose as it
It's
gets.
Whoa.
pretty loose. That's a loose one. It's a loosey goosey. It's a
diaper
juicy
worthy. You know what I'm
loosey.
saying?
It's a juicy loosey goosey. Check it out
Whoa,
if you
keep my
wanna.
name out of your mouth.
It's my boy Jai Stein.
Jystein?
I don't believe I said
Jystein
that.
Lucy.
The man, the juice, the soju. Yeah, check it out. We're gonna be spoiling the shit out of Freddy vs. Jason, and here comes your warning.
Spoiler warning.
Hmm.
Whoa, Bob, do you have this very important plot synopsis?
It's important, and that's why I have it.
Okay, good. Please
Flop it on us, Big Diddy.
I'm here
remind
for
us
you. I'm here
of
for
this
you.
elevated horror.
There's a lot of nuance to this, so Bob, I'm gonna need you to break it down. Past the
Yeah,
dialogue and get right into the
no.
thick of it, and tell us what is happening in this
Explain
movie.
those similes to me.
The
I really need
themes.
to.
Those metaphors.
Cinema similes coming at you.
Yeah.
Here we go. Here we go. Here's the plot synopsis from Freddy vs. Jason. Your boy, Freddy Krueger, he's been trapped in hell since his last defeat. The parents of Springwood have wiped all records of him, and anyone who does remember Freddy has been admitted to a psychiatric hospital and given the dream suppressant Hypnosil.
Ain't that
Being-
just the way?
It
Ain't that-
is. I don't know.
Being
it's hard.
forgotten, that's a bitch.
as we're
Being
told.
being unable to invade children's dreams, Freddy uses his powers to appear to Jason Voorhees as his mother and resurrect him. He also manipulates him into carrying out a massacre on Elm Street, allowing Freddy to regain his powers. Jason murders a couple kids at a sleepover, and Shaboy's Will and Mark, who are patients at Weston Hill due to a previous contact with Freddy, see a news story about the killings and decide they must escape to go warn Lori, who is Will's ex-girlfriend. That night, Lori and her friends attend a rave in a cornfield. Freddy tries to kill a young girl named Gib in a nightmare, but Jason kills her in the real world first and goes on a bloody rampage. Shaboy Freddy Krueger is very angered as he realizes Jason is going to end up denying him several victims. The friends escape along with Charlie and Bill. Will ends up telling Lori that he saw her father kill her mother, and her father had him committed to the hospital to keep him quiet. Mark then gets killed by Freddy. Deputy Scott helps the teams try to break into the hospital and steal some Hypnosil so they can suppress their dreams. But Freddy possesses Bill, and he ends up dumping a bunch of medicine down the drain. Jason kills Stubbs and Bill right before he is tranquilized. The teens plan to pull Freddy into the real world and make him fight Jason. They take the
What's his name?
unconscious
Bill? I'm sorry. I have to...
Bill.
Bill? You're talking about Jason Mewes look-alike, right?
Oh, dude, I don't know. Just let me finish. It doesn't matter. Their
Okay,
names
all
do
right.
not fucking matter.
Yeah.
To be clear.
That is true.
Yeah, they wanna make him fight. They take the unconscious Jason to Camp Crystal Lake. Freddy realizes Jason has a
Will. His name is
fear.
Will.
Will, Bill, it doesn't matter.
It's his name.
That's a different guy, but okay, yeah, sure. Let's
It's
go.
pretty close. They end up fighting in Jason's dreamscape. Freddy ends up realizing that Jason has a fear of drowning. Lori goes to sleep with the intention of trying to pull Freddy out, and it's revealed that Freddy indeed killed her mother, not her father. Jason wakes up and chases the kids throughout the camp. Lori wakes up and pulls Freddy into the real world. They fight. Charlie's killed. Kia sacrifices herself, allowing Will and Lori to escape. Freddy gains the upper hand, and Lori distracts him, allowing Jason to rip off Freddy's glove hand. Lori and Will set the dock on fire, causing an explosion that throws Freddy and Jason into the lake. Freddy climbs out, but is impaled by Jason with his glove arm, allowing Lori to behead him with Jason's machete. Jason, Freddy's head, and his body all sink into the lake. The next morning, we see Jason emerge holding his machete in Freddy's head, and the head winks towards the camera, leaving the quote winner sort of ambiguous, I guess, but also leaving it open for a sequel that we never get. Roll them credits.
Aw.
Oh man,
We need
Look at me
a
all sour over there.
reboot sequel.
Do we? need
sure.
that? No, we don't.
That's
need
what
that.
we need.
We don't need that.
I need it. Freddy versus Jason versus
Freddy versus Jason.
The
the
Leprechaun.
Lighthouse.
versus the Lighthouse. Oh shit!
First, ya fox!
Willem Dafoe enters the fray.
Versus Willem Dafoe's mind-bogglingly huge penis.
Whoa.
Let's see how Jason Voorhees does while trapped on an island for 6 months with Willem Dafoe's massive hog.
He'd do quite well, I think. This movie is like dumb as fuck, but like appropriately dumb, right? Like there's no way
I
this
feel like it's
needs to be taken
perfectly
serious.
dumb. I really,
Yeah.
I mean, having seen all
I
the
think
Friday
it's
the
dumber than it-
13th. Well, yeah.
Probably.
Well, I don't know. I don't know. I mean,
that's the argument to be had, maybe.
I think it's
It is
appropriately
dumb. We can
I
all
think it's
agree.
appropriately dumb
Yeah.
because I don't want them to take this too
I
seriously.
agree, yeah.
So, I mean, really, I don't.
but
I
the
think
thing
they
is- okay.
deliver on it.
No, I don't disagree that it delivers on dumb. It definitely delivers on dumb. I think the thing I noticed this time around, and I have seen this movie like you have many times at this point. I must have seen this like 6 times maybe
Yeah.
in my life, like more than most movies. More than most movies, and that's in either
Damn.
series probably.
I know.
And I don't know why because the nostalgia factor really gets me. But the thing that got me in this one was like the child murder and the rape and like the really dark aspects are actually really present here in a way that they aren't as explicit in other movies, and that kind of takes away from the silliness. If they're gonna go silly, like for all its faults, for me not even liking it that much, Jason X knew it was silly, did not go dark at all. Like no darkness in that movie whatsoever. And this one kind of dragged me down in a couple spots this time around, looking at it slightly critically as for the first time.
I think that
Really.
is one thing that we kind of brought up, especially when we cover the first Nightmare, where we were in our minds thinking like, "Oh, isn't he supposed to be a pedophile, or isn't he?" And we were like, "Oh,
Right.
it's not as
It's very
Kinda
oblique for
explicit."
hinted,
very for a
Yeah,
lot
that
of
he
years, and in
was.
this one, it is
Yeah,
about
I
as in
guess
your face as it
that
gets.
opening shot with that like really, really little girl where she's like scared in the boiler room, but
Yeah.
it's a very quick scene, to be fair.
I mean, but it's not. It's not. I mean, the quickness doesn't eliminate it for me.
Yeah. I did honestly, I don't even think about it too much because I
Well,
guess
and
in
it's
my
not just
mind, I
that
guess the
too.
difference is I kind of already assume that he is, like we said, like it's just kind of in my mind that that's what he is already.
And that's, I think,
So,
how they would justify it. That is an argument to justify it, that it's like it's a known quantity for him to where they
yeah.
don't need to be subtle about it. But they aren't just not subtle about it, they're very explicit about it for a brief amount of time there. But that's not the only thing. Like there's also with what's her name? Catherine Isabel, like her
Yeah.
character in the cornfield is essentially like sexually assaulted while passed
She
out
is. Yeah,
drunk.
she's passed out.
Like
Yeah, it's kind of
like
fucked up.
it's very fucked up. Like, and there's a few moments like that through here. I don't think that's all of them, but I can't remember the others
Yeah, there's another
where
one
I
where
was like,
Freddy's
oh, I
like
don't know.
trying
That's
to
I don't feel good laughing about this or
Mm.
being
Okay.
jocular about this.
Freddy's like trying to make out with Lori in one of her dreams, I
Oh
think,
yeah,
in kind of a
her
gross
dad
way.
as
Yeah,
her
yeah,
dad.
yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
That's true.
There's a couple of
which
moments.
and that's not the first time he's done that, but it's the first time that he's done that in a movie where
Yeah.
he's explicitly a cartoon character.
Yeah.
The scene with Catherine Isabel passed out in the cornfield was the one that really stood
That's
out to
probably the
me.
one, yeah, that's
Yeah.
the most
The
I
most,
think. Yeah.
which makes it less fun. Yeah, it's like very slapstick, goofy,
It comes out of
stupid.
nowhere too. That's the one that, like, of all things, like Freddy Krueger is a pedophile in the canon
Yeah,
of
yeah,
the universe, but glow stick guy is not a non-entity. He doesn't need to
Sure,
be in this
sure.
movie. There doesn't need to be a sexual assault in the middle of this fucking movie. It just is.
Mm.
yeah.
But
There's
to be
like
fair, they were like immediately like he gets his
He gets
comeuppance.
comeuppance,
He
and
gets
he
killed,
also
yeah.
doesn't, like. There's nothing like that goes beyond like molestation, which is
Yeah,
not a
yeah,
sentence
yeah.
that I like saying out loud. So, yeah, I don't
yeah.
know. It
Way to
doesn't
be
hit
a
right.
downer, Randy.
It's a little
I'm
bit of a
sorry.
bummer.
I'm sorry.
We wanted
There's
to have
I'll,
fun
we'll lead with
today.
negative, but there's some positives in here. Let's be clear.
There are some positives here for sure. I think probably the best thing this movie does for me is like it takes these two very separate, very popular franchises and finds a fairly simple and effective way to weave them together. Where like, you get a bit of an info dump up front from Freddy Krueger
A
himself,
bit.
and it explains it. I mean, it's 10 minutes maybe. I don't know. It's long as long as it
It's a
needs to
direct
be.
narration
It is.
and a
Yeah.
recap of previous kills.
It is, but they don't. I don't think they overthink it, and I don't think they overcomplicate it. Like it's as complicated as I guess it has to be. But like I think they made a pretty decent choice, and like why these two
I agree.
actually end up in one movie together.
Not only that, but I think that another thing where it's just kind of there, but I don't think it's ever really like so just plainly stated as much in this film against, the water and the fire thing. I mean, I think they do well enough to make some sense out of this and like put it in a way that is simplistic enough, but at the same time, you're like, oh yeah, I mean, that works pretty well for
Yeah,
what these characters are.
I agree. Like the thing is, like it's not. It's just they don't overcome. The thing is, they're starting with two franchises that have, at this point, like we've reached Jason X, we've reached New Nightmare.
Yeah.
They have gone way off the reservation. They've done all kinds of shit. People know their core entity is, but it's very fluid, and people also understand implicitly that the rules are flexible. So they just remorph the rules. They don't worry too hard about explaining who these characters are or the timeline or any of that shit that we overanalyze these days. Like I think that that's all well and good. To me, it's like it's comparable to two things come up when I think about the way that they've written this. It's like the justification for them fighting. It's like they made Freddy and Jason into Magic the Gathering cards with specific attributes and specific weaknesses and specific whatever mana, And then they
Nerd.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, totally. And then they like wrote a story that's on the level of like an early Mortal Kombat. Like
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
what this is. And as long like the thing is, it's an excuse to get them in the room together, and it's an excuse to get them to kill people and then fight each other. And it does all of that really well. And the way that we know that it does that really well is that this movie is only concerned with moving fucking things along, blistering pace to the next kill in this movie.
Yeah, but I mean, that's kind of what you want, you know?
No,
And
It
really,
I'm
is.
saying that's a
but
good thing. That's a positive.
at the
Yeah.
same time, surprisingly though, I do think it's well balanced because I was thinking, I know that there was the possibility, or it's in the comics later, it was considered to that Ash would potentially be involved in this in development or whatever. But I was thinking about this. You couldn't have Michael Myers in here, even though the Halloween franchise
No,
also at
probably
this
not.
point had gone in some terrible places in the same way. It just wouldn't fit or match. And I think the blend of these characters is pretty perfect. And
It's a
Ash
natural fit.
also would have fit in this too, as well, I think. But yeah, I think it's people kind of developing this knowing exactly what it needs to be, what it should be, and really developing those things out in a reasonable way. Like I really don't know how you could, the thing about this is I don't know how you could really make this much better, you know?
I
I
could tell you
think
how.
I was yeah, I
There's
got
some
a
ways you can
Okay.
couple
make it better.
suggestions.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
I do
Bob, you
before
go.
before you move on from Justin, your point of like Michael Myers not being able to really be included in this. I agree generally with that point, but they do kind of have a nod to the Halloween franchise through the virginal Laurie character in this, which
Oh,
it
her
is what
name
it
is
is.
Lori, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
I
don't
didn't
know
even
that
think
really
about
like
that, to be honest.
I don't think it really
There's a lot of
matters
like
much,
oblique
but
references, but not usually to outside properties. I think that's a good call.
Yeah.
A
yeah.
lot of them are
But
like references to Freddy or Jason properties or
there
films.
there there's some things I think they could have improved upon in this. I think the first and foremost for me, there's only like one or two kill sequences that really stand out. I kind of wish there
Okay.
were more kill set pieces. It felt a little light overall for me. The
I
bed
mean,
crush is probably the biggest one, and that was really early on.
Like
yeah.
The
individual kills that aren't just like stabbings or whatever. I don't know, but like they do take some big swings too. Like the fucking Jason Mewes character, whose name is, according to IMDb, his name was Freeberg, which is
oh
what I
yeah,
remember.
yeah, yeah,
Um, so like I only see that character as like a stand-in for Jason Mewes, Jay and Silent Bob's Jason Mewes, because that's basically who the character is.
yeah.
But
The
like they take a
stoner
big swing
character,
by
yeah.
having like a CGI fucking
Slug
whatever, like
thing.
yeah, whatever, like a fucking Alice in Wonderland inspired hookah smoking Freddy
Yeah.
Krueger caterpillar that then infects him or what, I don't know. Like that was a big swing that I didn't like even then. Like even when I first saw this movie, I was like,
Yeah.
this
It
sucks.
looks
Like
like dog shit.
yeah, yeah. A lot of the
It
effects
does.
do. A lot of the effects do. So that's one. Those are two things actually: the effects, and then like the level of individual kills in terms of concept. I think can be improved. The one thing I want to point out, which is kind of like a little unfair because it's true of a lot of these movies, but the fucking dialogue in this is the most expository
Oh, it's
dialogue of maybe
terrible.
any fucking Freddy or Jason movie.
Mm.
Like it's
We
so
we got to go to the
painful.
library and look at the microfiche and do our own research so that we
And then
can.
suddenly show up in a shaggin' wagon for no
Dude,
reason. Like, what the
that
fuck
van
is this
fucking
editing?
rules though. Like, it's pretty sick.
Okay, but a
Yeah,
lot
I
of things
mean the
rule. It
editing
doesn't
sucks.
necessarily mean you can just
It doesn't
hard
make
cut to it
sense.
and it
It
be
doesn't make
making
sense. Yeah,
sense.
that's fair.
Yeah, yeah. I
But the
don't know.
van
So those are a
fucks.
couple of things that I would
Yeah,
say
I
for
mean, I guess
improvements.
okay. I mean, definitely when I say like it can't be improved, yeah, okay, you could definitely make better dialogue in this. But I guess what I mean is just I don't know if this type of film had really heavy dialogue or really well acted, I don't know if it would feel like it
I think it
fit.
does have heavy dialogue, overly heavy dialogue.
Well, I mean,
to be honest.
okay, there's a lot of quantity, and they do try to make some, like, there are some dark moments where that one dude's brother or whatever who committed suicide or
Sure.
whatever, like he's in the there's like dark
Yeah.
moments or whatever, but I don't know, I just like it's kind of part of the fun for me for this to be so kind of
Yeah. Silly.
stupid.
Silly. Yeah, yeah.
The stupidness.
I
That's go ahead,
agree.
Bob.
Like I want more moments like that first kill personally, where like you've got
The
like
first guy you
these
talking about the bed?
the bed crush, yeah, where
Okay,
you
yeah.
Like
got
the
you've
bro.
got
Yeah.
these like shitty teens and like they have sex and the dude's like, babe, you know I don't like being touched after, and she's like, fine, I'm gonna go shower, and then he gets fucking murdered in this
Crushed,
really
yeah.
brutal, like memorable way. Like,
Definition of cooter,
There
by
is
the
that
way.
there
yeah,
is
yeah,
that
no
one
shit.
there's that one kill where Jason like twists that dude's head literally around. It's a
Oh my God,
cartoon. It's
yeah,
so
dude.
Yeah.
It is cartoon.
cartoon.
That's the thing I do want to point out is like the thing that makes it work at all is that it operates on a hundreds of beavers level of like live action cartoon on at least in regards to Freddy and Jason, certainly with Freddy. Freddy is like he has to be the mouthpiece for both of our iconic characters in this, so he
yeah.
does a lot of
Totally,
heavy
yeah.
lifting here in terms of like motivations and things like that. So like we get a lot of him, and he's not like individually scary or anything. He's instead fucking. It's like Wile E. Coyote versus
Oh
fucking
yeah.
Wile E. Coyote. It's like it's
Yeah.
so Looney Tunes. When he gets pulled into the real world by Keena or whatever, Monica Keena, yeah, Lori, and she's like all of a sudden he hears like the table move or whatever because Jason comes free and he's right behind him. He goes and he gives this like appalled, giant-eyed, oh no, look. It is the most cartoonish shit that Robert Englund has fucking ever done.
That's a good
It is-
moment. I
It's
immediately
fun.
after that, where like you finally get to see Jason whoop this shit out of him, like and drag him through every single
Yeah.
window in the building, and then throw his ass across the whole fucking
Because this is
camp.
after also cartoonish the dream sequence with Jason where he gets fucking like pinballed around the room quite
Literally pinball with the fucking
Like-
sounds.
I don't like that. It's
Dude,
like
okay,
too silly
all right.
for me.
I guess I can
I
understand
do
that, but I
like
kind of
it.
like it.
I
I'm
like
with Justin on
it.
that.
Because I don't know.
It's so
because,
I don't like the word line tilt because I don't know. That seemed
It's
like
yeah,
that
wink,
seemed like a
wink.
bridge too
Yeah.
far for me. I have limits. I have limits.
No,
but
you
I don't.
don't.
I think there's. I don't know. It's cool. So kind of going back to some of the kills. I do the thing that the poll of this. I think that the cornfield scene is generally
Yeah.
pretty cool, and I like. It's not necessarily. This is probably something they should have tried to do a little bit more, but it's cool to see Jason in this setting. You could have a cornfield near Crystal Lake if you wanted
Totally.
to,
Yeah.
but I mean, like his flaming sword flying through the air, like that's a cool kill,
Yeah.
and he's on fire, and he's not doing anything necessarily crazy, but him like hacking up a bunch of teens while he's on fire, while the cornfield is on fire behind him, like that's really cool. And having, a lot of things we say, it's kind of like merging these things where we talk about Jason usually has these like really brutal kind of kills, and I think that highlights his kills really well. And Freddy usually has these really obscure kind of kills sometimes because of the dream logic and stuff. So to put the Jason moment in the dream logic world and him be flying around, it looks stupid. It looks very stupid.
Yeah.
But
It's clearly meant for comedic purposes.
Yo,
It's
yeah.
reaching its goal.
Totally.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
that to me, in the same way that the cornfield scene is kind of badass in the way that Jason is represented generally in his films as badass in that way. I feel like the pinball scene is kind of Freddy being goofy the way that Freddy is presented as
It's
goofy
like
in that same
Freddy
way,
is generally kind of kind of a Bugs Bunny at this
Yeah,
point in the franchise.
even in the
So it's literally
beginning.
Jason versus Bugs Bunny a
Yeah.
little bit.
It
And so
makes
what would happen in that
sense.
situation? It would be
Even-
fucking stupid.
Well,
Like,
even remember the first when we cover the first nightmare, and he's got those like long arms, and
Arms,
he's
yeah.
running like
Oh,
it
yeah.
looks so.
It's a little goofy.
Yeah, I think that there's always this goofy
I
element
love it
to
when he's
Yeah.
just like, "Hey, check this
Freddy.
out," and he just starts cutting fingers off. I was like, "Huh? Huh?
Yeah.
How's
Check this
that
out,
strike you?
Yeah.
It makes sense. It's just a little too
I
goofy for me
gotcha, yeah,
personally.
I got
And
No,
I
I get
also, more so than that, I really didn't like when he's like he takes Jason and like strips him down to like his child form with no mask on. He's just balled up and
I
crying. I was
like
like, that's
that.
I don't
I like
know.
that
Like
too.
it
'Cause if you're
makes sense,
It's
but
his
then it
That's-
just
the one weakness he can have. Like Jason's this
This is
hulking
Freddy getting
zombie
one
man.
over.
Well,
Like
Yeah.
he's fat, he's narrows
that's
in on a weakness or two and just fucking leans in. That's
think
what he
that's
does.
good.
well,
So
when
like, you
you're
have to
in
give him his
Freddy's
superpower.
when you're in Freddy's like playground, clearly he can pinball you to death or what like you can do whatever you want.
Yeah,
I just
yeah.
didn't like that they made him that weak looking when he's supposed to be like at least
Well,
just keep him looking like
Look,
Jason.
I'll tell you
if
this:
I
anything.
like
the
that.
only reason that was able to happen is because of the lore they set up about the fire and the water, which is kind of cool. Like to think about, like,
Yeah.
oh, one got killed by water, one got killed by fire. Let's
Yeah.
make a thing out of that. The movie says that outright.
I mean, they do eventually
But-
like encircle him with water and like he's afraid to move. They could have just
Well,
done
that's the
that.
thing is like, but that's not a thing that existed before this movie.
True.
That's a
That
thing
is
that they
true,
made
yeah.
for this movie. If that didn't exist, then he doesn't find a weakness. He doesn't get a chance to
Yeah, yeah.
infantilize Jason. So I don't
It also
know. I
like
don't
doesn't matter during the climax where they're just all in the water. Like he doesn't really seem
totally.
to fucking be
Well,
bothered
they're all
by
both
it
on
at
fire
all.
and then get
in
blasted
the
into the
water.
water.
Yeah, yeah.
Then they're just fucking fine. Yeah. So whatever.
You know what? This is a movie about Jason and Freddy overcoming their demons and
There you
becoming
go.
greater demons in and of themselves.
Apparently, I will say I like how this movie starts. It starts off like so fucking cheesy, and you're like, I don't know, man. Maybe this is like a little too cheesy. But then you find out that it's like in Jason Voorhees'
Jason's dream
nightmare
sequence.
or like in hell because he's a corpse. So I don't know if you can really have nightmares. But
Yeah,
like it's not
his
real.
hell. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like it's like the stereotypical Friday the 13th movie because it's
Well,
like
Jason
not
X
real.
did that same trick, kind
It
of, but
did.
this one does it
It
better,
did.
in my opinion.
Yeah,
like that.
I
That
like-
one was like very much a quick joke. This made the joke into a set piece and into
Yeah, it makes
catalyst,
sense.
essentially.
Yeah. I really like that beginning. I thought
Yeah.
that worked really well.
I
Yeah.
agree.
So
Now,
yeah,
you said something earlier. I'm sorry, Bob. Go ahead.
I would say that final fight sequence. How did that
Oh,
strike
yeah.
you? Like at Camp
Yeah,
Crystal
that's
Lake.
I think
that's
it's
the
fun.
thing. At this point, too, with this movie, I've seen it so many times. I kind of know. I treat it like I do this with some Marvel movies, like Civil War. Let's say Civil War. Sometimes I'll be like, you know what? I'm just kind of in the mood to see Spider-Man fight Captain America a little bit. Let me just go to this airport scene. You know, like.
Yeah, skip an hour into
So
it.
with
Yeah,
this, it's so easy to
totally.
be like, okay, let's go to the cornfield and let's
the
go.
tentpole.
And so the last 30 minutes
The
of
cornfield and the big fight at the end are
Yeah.
the tent poles of this movie, and they're the
Yeah.
things that people remember best about it because they're the best parts of it.
Yeah.
By design, it is all to prop everything else up.
Exactly. Yeah, and that's how I kind of treat it mostly now. But yeah, the big fight scene at the end is a lot of fun to have. You know, him. There's when he's launching those gas tubes or whatever. Like that's cool.
The air tanks,
Yeah,
yeah.
the air
air tanks.
tanks.
Man, the
Missile
torpedoes.
blasted, Although, and like, I love that whole scene. I love that whole fight sequence. The torpedoes are like an iconic moment, honestly. Like, genuinely, like one of the things I think of first when I think of this movie. I love it. But then he gets blasted, and there's like just, I don't know what that area is. What part of Camp Crystal Lake involves this?
I assume they're like
concrete
building
factory?
condos on the lake or something because the camp has been shut down.
Okay, so you've assumed more than I've deduced, I guess, because I was like, what the fuck is this for? Especially
It's
this
like a
time when I'm like
major
really trying to be critical.
construction zone.
I guess, but like for what? I like all the other buildings are still there. The dock is like
Yeah.
everything is still there. They're just like there's just this construction zone like in the middle of it. And
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's very strange. I don't know. That's a logical fallacy, and in this movie, logical fallacies are null and void, basically. So
Yeah, it doesn't matter. They need things to fight with, so there are things there. You know, it's
Yeah.
That's just kind of what it
But
is.
well, like the thing is, the gas tanks make sense to have
They do.
lakeside.
Yeah.
They make
Yeah.
perfect sense to have lakeside. Maybe not that many, but sure, people go scuba diving. You could say that this is a scuba diving summer camp or whatever
Or to
at one
fill up
point, and
rafts or something. I don't
anything. Like there's a
know.
million reasons
Yeah.
to have, not a million. There's enough reasons to have them there.
There's
But
one
like the
or two
concrete
reasons.
mixer, like whatever crane thing, like the gravel lifter, like what the
Yeah.
fuck is that for? Like, I don't know.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think about it.
They're building the thing. They're
Not thinking about it is the right move, and I'm not
Yes.
yeah.
advocating for other anything else.
I
But
do.
I just
I,
have to say,
I like overall, like when, I mean, Jason's finally whooping the shit out of Freddy, and then he cuts his fingers off and he just can no longer hold his machete. No, that was a
Yeah.
great moment. And then he ends up just like stabbing him in the side and ripping Freddy's gloved arm completely off. Like all that stuff really works. The construction zone stuff is like goofy or whatever, but like when it starts to
but
wind down, I thought that really worked on the dock.
no, but it's fun. Like it's fun the whole time, and then they
Yeah.
explode into the goddamn water, and then the scenes that you're talking about happen. And like the thing is, what this movie does is it refuses to give leverage to one over the other. Like this
Yeah.
is very much like for both purists. Like if you're a Freddy
Yeah.
purist, you're gonna have a good time with this movie. You can say that he won. If you're a Jason purist, you can say that he won. And like both get their moments, both get the same level of like everything they do, including like using each other's weapons on each other. They get to do that. Like everything is tit for tat in this
It's
movie.
like
Every single fucking
wrestling,
thing.
honestly. It's like
Yeah, it's
wrestling.
totally like wrestling. That's a great call.
Randy has clocked in.
Yes, wrestling.
Yes.
All
No,
right.
I mean, but that's what it
We're
feels
in.
like. It feels like I mean, this is not correct, but like a cage match or something. It's something where you get your familiar characters. They're in this like particular setting, and it's fun to watch them just go head to head. I mean, I feel like they deliver on that, which is what like I said, when you see this title, Freddy versus Jason, and again, as we said. Before the film that came before this was Jason X, for God's sakes.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
at this point, I think when me and Bob did a whole Friday the 13th breakdown, I was like, Freddy vs. Jason is somewhere in the middle for me because there's much worse films that do much worse things. So at this point in both franchises, it's just fun to see these characters not have to have such deep lore surrounding them or not necessarily have to carry their own movies. And the fact that they're going to meet and fight each other is all you need, you know?
You know what?
Yeah. Yeah.
I agree, and like I think about this movie and like Halloween Resurrection in terms of like sequels that become batshit and stupid. That one, like I think, fails on a lot of categories that this one lives up to because it gets the excuse of blending two worlds. I think that it gets like a lot of leeway from me for that, where it's like it's almost like a what if story in comic books.
Yeah.
It does not need to have canonical reverence or relevance either. Like
Which most
neither of those
sequels
things
don't need anyways.
yeah,
I think that's the
true.
thing, is it escapes
True,
that
but like
trap.
when a sequel in a direct sequel to like Curse of what is it? Curse of Thorn Curse of
Oh,
what is it?
God.
Halloween 6.
Yeah.
What is that movie called?
Curse of Michael Myers.
Curse of Michael Myers. Thank you. Curse of Michael Myers, Jason X, fucking like these movies that like just try and fail, and Resurrection. They try and like they take the lore of the original and they like turn it into like a cartoonish farce. I don't think that necessarily on its own works as easily as doing it with this excuse in the mix. The excuse of like, yeah, but we're combining things. Who gives a shit, right? This is not going to matter. Like neither of these stories actually exist in the same world. They exist in the same world for the purposes of having these two motherfuckers stab each other with the same weapon that they kill other people with. That's it. Like
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I like it.
It's-
I like it for that.
Yeah, it delivers on the premise, and it's just as smart as it needs to be, and it's just as stupid as it needs to be. It's got a bunch of
I think
goofy
it's stupider than it needs
one-liners.
to be, but sure.
It's got Kelly Rowland in it, which I apparently like during the early 2000s that was kind of a thing to have like a pop star or like a really
Yeah.
popular rap artist in your horror movie. So Kelly Rowland pops up in here, which is kind of interesting. Catherine Isabel, who's in the genre, probably most famously known for her role in Ginger
And
Snaps.
kind of doing what's her name? Uh, fuck, I can't remember the actress's name, but the girl with the ball cap, like the ball cap thing, is I think a reference to Carrie in my
Oh
mind.
yes, PJ Souls
PJ Souls,
character.
thank you.
I don't know her
Yes,
characters.
that's
Yeah,
yeah. Total,
yeah,
like I don't know, like and like that. I think that's like there's a lot of little things like that that I think are relevant to the horror fans, specifically the slasher fans in the room.
yeah. You got the Hypnosil in here, which is like a hard reference to Nightmare on Elm Street 3, Dream Warriors, which is beloved,
Whoa.
by the fans. So
Whoa.
that's kind of a nice little inclusion there.
You found your dream power, man.
You
Mine.
did.
And then
You
even,
found.
I mean, to just the whole fight scene in general, I mean, we talked about the air tubes and stuff like that, but in the very beginning, talking about wrestling, Freddy is literally like fucking dropping elbows.
He is.
Dude,
Yeah.
this is
He's like Stone Cold
1000%
stunning.
wrestling. That's
Yeah.
the best
He
like
really is.
correlation you can make to this. It's better than whatever I said earlier. Like,
Which
yeah, it's like Mortal Kombat. That's what wrestling is. It's
which
melodrama that is not scary and not. It's just like, oh, I hope this guy punches my favorite, doesn't punch my favorite guy, and my favorite guy punches the other guy harder. I'm like, what? That's what it is.
like would it have been so bizarre for them to have like
A wrestler.
a Stone Cold Steve Austin cameo in the because in
That
the
would have been sick.
during the day, like in the early 2000s, it was extremely popular. So
Yeah,
clearly
even
they were.
Santa
Could have.
Claus, I
I
mean, for
think that
God's
might have been a
sakes.
little bit, that was Bill Goldberg,
Oh
but
yeah, that's
Oh
right.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
right.
They
Yeah.
could have him show up during one of the dream sequences or something. I'm sure that was taken into consideration though. Specifically, like you were saying, Juice, like he is dropping fucking the people's elbow and shit. Like he really
Kicking
is.
his
So
and
ass
if you
and
don't
shit.
think that if they could make it make sense to have a fucking one wrestler pinball another one around the ring, that they would do it, they of course would fucking do that. Of course that would have been done. It's just that they have the excuse, like it's all heightened reality stuff, but they get to go to much higher heights because they've got a fucking dream demon and an
Yeah.
unkillable man here. Like,
Well, it's
it's
the same.
great.
Well, it's the same dynamic too. Of as you said before, it's a good balance because what this movie does is it gives you really fun Jason moments. We get the cornfield. It gives you really good, fun Freddy moments. Especially to not just with Jason, but like in the dream sequences and stuff like that. And then they have their showdown, and each one gets their time to shine. Just like wrestling, for a solid 2 minutes, Jason gets his ass whooped. And then for a solid 2 minutes,
Mm-hmm.
Freddy gets
And
his
then he is
ass
this thing.
whooped.
He
Yeah.
does like yeah. He stomps his foot real hard while holding the turnbuckle, and then the crowd goes,
Randy
"Ah!"
just did
And then he
the
turns it
swirl
around.
to his ear, just so you know, but this is a
Yes.
podcast, so people can't see that.
Well, there's a behind the scenes. So.
There is a behind the scenes. So, but anyway, yeah, I mean, it really is just that dynamic, but that formula works for a reason, and that's why I said if it's in the same way, it's if you hear two wrestlers' names are gonna face off and you think that that idea is exciting, then you're gonna have a good time when you watch it. If you think that that sounds absolutely stupid and you don't care anything about those wrestlers' names, it means absolutely nothing to you. So that's kind of what this film is. That's why I said in my recommendation. It's like if you know the characters of Freddy and Jason and you think it is an entertaining concept that they would show down together, then this movie delivers that concept perfectly well. Otherwise, not worth anything.
That's completely fair, I think. I will say this though, like I've watched wrestling matches with characters I don't know and enjoyed myself.
Sure,
So
sure.
there is something to be said about like something that you go in with the expectation of it being silly and over the top and it delivering or not delivering. So there is an opportunity for bringing in people that otherwise are not familiar. Like well, let's be like total honesty on that. Like Bob, I gave you like you had seen quite a bit of these films by the time you watched this in theaters. Is that right?
I don't remember exactly how many I've seen. I definitely had at least seen the originals. I don't know if I'd seen a bunch of sequels or anything like that.
Okay, I
So
don't know that I had seen both of I don't think I saw Nightmare on Elm Street by this point. By the
Yeah,
time
I
I
don't
saw
know
Freddy
if I
versus
did either,
Jason, so
honestly.
like to me, I I I kind of was coming in a little bit blind. There was a little bit blindness. I had cultural awareness of these characters, and it's hard not to. So maybe there's that. Maybe that's the difference. But like, I do think that there's something to be said about having characters that shine on screen in the moment. You know what I mean? And I think that for the most part, there are at least a couple of moments for each of these characters where they shine in this movie. Here's my critique. I think that Jason is given a little bit of a pass to be the good guy here. Like, if you take the lore at all seriously, which is a mistake, he's kind of the good guy in this story. Like, he's manipulated. He is then like punished by for doing what he was basically manipulated into doing, and then he ultimately is used. He's just used the whole movie basically, and
yeah,
belittled. I don't know. Even
he's the
fucking like
kid
even Monica
that
Keena, the
died.
lead actress, wants Jason, or I'm sorry, wants Freddy to die because he killed her mother. Jason has nothing to do with that.
He's a pawn in the game.
He is a like if there's one singular evil in this movie, if you're gonna say there's one evil in this movie, it is Freddy and not Jason.
I think it's easier to do that though because, Jason doesn't speak, you know.
I don't know that you can avoid it, and that's fair.
Yeah.
Like I don't because of that because he's just like a killing
And
machine.
also too,
That's his
even
character.
in his own films, I mean, these are things that they've already kind of established and they're leaning into, like, oh, he was a child when this happened, and I don't know, they have treated him sympathetically before in the past, and like his mother's dead or whatever. I mean,
I don't think they treat him anything but sympathetically in this movie towards the end.
I don't think that they like
Like
laid on
towards the beginning,
super
he's
thick
kind of the red
though.
herring for a while. For a while, it's like, no, don't worry about the dream guy. Fuck that guy. What we should worry about is the real guy, the guy with the machete. That's the guy we should worry about. The hockey mask. He's pissed about something. And then later on, those all those characters get killed by fucking Freddy for the most part. And then Freddy is ultimately the one that needs to be seen dying by our lead character. I just feel like there's a little bit more importance put on comeuppance towards Freddy than versus Jason. And I think Jason is used as a tool both by Freddy and by Monica Keena and the
Yeah,
Teenage Rebellion
yeah.
as a unit to get revenge on somebody or to a means to an end in some way.
Yeah.
So
I don't disagree, but I don't care at
no, and
all.
that's fair. And I'd say I complete disclaimer: you probably shouldn't care, but I'm analyzing.
That's fair.
So,
That's what we're doing. That's what we're here to do,
That's
to
what we
discuss. Yeah.
do.
That's what
yeah,
we're
That's
we're
our
big
doing.
analyzers.
specialty.
And
Analyzers.
they also
Okay.
like both survive in the end
Analyst Randy.
anyways, primarily so that they can make a sequel that they never did make. But, they both technically come out on top, I guess.
Can we do speculative fiction on what the sequel would have looked like?
Speculative.
Sure.
A sequel?
Yeah.
Do
Who
you know
okay,
anything
we
trivia
had kind
wise,
of
Bob?
No, there was like 4,000 pieces of trivia, and I read like maybe 100 and grabbed four or five. I
did
Because
just
they repeat
could,
themselves after
do
a
could
you have
while.
not
the
read them
comic?
all.
Isn't there like a comic sequel?
Yes, so they did. Yeah, let me get to the trivia real quick. I do have a little. So, yeah, there was a sequel planned, never happened. Wildstorm ended up publishing a six-issue comic series in late 2007, early 2008, which did add the Evil Dead's Ash Williams to the mix. So that does exist in comic book form if you want to read that. Um, yeah, I really don't know anything more about like what the movie was supposed to have, the sequel was supposed to have, other than I guess the addition of Ash Williams, which would have been sick.
God, that would have been great.
I would have
I,
been
I wish he was
about
in
it.
this one, honestly.
Yeah.
Because there's nothing that these teenagers are doing that fucking Ash couldn't
Matters.
accomplish or be involved with.
It doesn't
Yeah,
really
that
matter
matters.
much.
Yes, that's a better way. That's a more succinct way of putting it.
They're all just red shirts, which is fine. They don't really need to be a whole lot more than that. But yeah, having Ash Williams, having two characters like that are known for their like ridiculous quips, like quipping at each other,
Yeah.
would be so much fun to see, I
Well,
think.
and that's why I
Yeah.
wanted, like, in my mind, the natural inclusion would have been, when I was a kid anyway, would have been Chucky, because, like, it's fucking
Mm.
Chucky. He's gonna be out
Yeah.
there, like, talking, slinging some mad shit, and that's what's important, really, in a wrestling match. So, I mean, but like, like on a logical level, there is not as much to say about how he could face off against these two characters. You could weave him into a story potentially, and that's essentially what you'd have to do with Ash Williams. It's just like find a way because he's not operating on a supernatural level himself outside of whatever
The
the Necronomicon
Deadites.
or whatever
Yeah.
else
But
whatever else
like
he can muster. But it's always a
Yeah.
struggle to get to that for him. He's
Chucky's
not
Jason
inherently heroic in
Jason
any
is
way.
essentially a Deadite via Jason Goes to Hell, so
That's true. But
Yeah.
Pennywise could be a potentially good inclusion as well.
Yeah, but I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I guess my brain immediately went to the fucking rights issue of that.
Well,
So
no, I know. I'm
setting
just
that
saying if
aside, I guess.
yes, I mean, but if we're just like pulling what kind of because we said like Michael Myers would not
I think
work in this
Pennywise would
kind
beat the
of
shit out of at
yeah,
setting.
like
least Jason.
too powerful, I think.
Maybe.
Maybe he's
But I
an
mean,
otherworldly
what else could you include? I mean, we had a Predator versus
Candyman.
Alien.
Candyman, but the cadence of Candyman is
Candyman.
terrible for this.
Yeah, I
That's the
don't think
problem.
so.
As from a writing standpoint, that would be a fucking terrible choice.
Chucky and Ash definitely fit, and that's what I was saying. It's just like the vibe. I feel like Pennywise could
Hmm.
fit the vibe.
Potentially, I don't know if he would fit
Art the
exactly Freddy versus
Clown,
Jason vibe.
man, now they could do a
What?
kind of like they could I feel like they could do a modern version of this where Art was involved, not necessarily with Freddy and Jason, but
Oh,
if they had like some new verses, I feel like Art the Clown could.
well, Art the Clown is already basically the fucking fusion dance of these two characters. Like,
Yeah.
he kind
Um
of gets the best of both worlds: supernatural, kind of glib, very like smiley and terrifying, but also silent and completely deadly and
Well, we could have
unkillable.
the grabber versus Freddy now because they're both
oh
essentially
God.
operating on the same
I
level.
guess I haven't seen that new
Yeah, I
movie, and
haven't
I'm
seen
not
that new
interested
movie
to
either.
find out right now.
The Grabber. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I feel yeah, Chucky, Ghostface, no.
Ash
Yeah,
is
because
just the
it's just a
natural
real
choice.
person.
John
Yeah,
Kramer, no.
he's just an
No,
old
Um,
ass man making trash
Leatherface, no.
just a hillbilly. Yeah.
with a
Yeah,
chainsaw.
there's
Yeah,
nobody else really.
throwing
Um,
Ash into the situation, I
that's
think,
really
is the best way to
perfect.
That's
go.
the
It
Yeah.
really,
only
because
like
that's a good
true
talking about Randy
match.
saying like, oh, Jason is the good like that. Then you have a good guy or whatever, you know.
Yeah,
Right.
just a,
That way
a
Jason gets
normal
to be
person.
an evil guy too. Like
Yeah.
there doesn't need to be
But then at the
I don't
same
know. Maybe
time,
he
what's
still would be
Ash gonna
Braun. I don't know.
do versus Jason, you know? I mean,
Well, use fucking the Necronomicon in some way.
Yeah, whatever
yeah,
he does with
Battle him. How does he
Deadites.
fight other
Yeah,
Deadites?
yeah, I
Whatever he
guess
it's like
that's
the
true.
same,
does.
basically the same thing.
The thing is, like, he gets to bend the rules too. That's the other thing is, like, all these characters get to bend the rules between movies. So they're all kind of existing in whatever needs they have in the moment. So
True.
Yeah,
it kind of works on that level too.
that would be sick. Bruce Campbell
That would have been
versus
good.
Freddy versus
Yeah, it's too bad
Jason.
they couldn't
Yeah,
have
Yeah.
pulled that off.
Yeah.
fucking
Oh, well.
A. I don't think we'll ever get it now, which, it's fine.
Oh no. No, he's like pretty old now, right?
Yeah, I mean, they all
Yeah.
are.
Yeah. He's
Oh
Robert
yeah.
retired from
I
the
was just say
chainsaw as
yeah.
England's,
far as I
yeah,
know.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, there you go. It's never gonna happen for better or for worse. Any other major points you guys want to hit on before we rate this thing?
Not a thing.
No. Let's do it. Out of 5, Juice, why don't you kick us off? How do you feel about Freddy vs. Jason?
Yeah, I like this film. I think it's a lot of fun. It's completely a guilty pleasure. And like I said, I would never try to convince anybody to watch this or that it's a better movie than it is, because it's not. It really is. And part of it is nostalgia too. You know, we saw this at a young age and it kind of fit, all talking about sneaking into the theaters and that. I mean, it very much lives in that world of something like you're not supposed to watch, never really seen anything like it before. It's got Yabos in it, so I mean that plays into it as well. But just, watching it objectively again, I've seen it many times. It's a film, like I said, I could throw on and, skip around and have fun watching, a 10-minute scene and be done with it, just to kind of get my fill. It's almost just like a treat, um, not a real meal. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, they could have had some maybe more creative Freddy kills, and they probably could have had one or two more better scenes. We could have spent less time with the teens. They don't matter. And like, I think there are more kills than we kind of initially thought, but some of them were really bad. Like Kelly. Kelly's death has always been like, that's kind of bullshit. And it's just not creative either. Like, at least give her something cool to go out on. She just goes flying across the fucking
She just gets
forest
called
and just
dark meat.
oh well, yeah, that's true. Um she does also drop a slur as well. So
He
Yeah.
does.
sneaky
Maybe
Christmas,
this.
boys. Sneaky Christmas.
What?
The
Randy.
Christmas sweater
Christmas
line.
sweater, her line
I don't
about him
think it
wearing
counts.
it.
I don't think it counts.
You put it on whatever calendar you need to, buddy. Whatever helps you sleep
Bravers
at night.
Jason, sneaky Christmas film. Going on
Christmas
my
And the
Eve.
worst scene,
I'm putting
the
this
most
in our
cancelable scene of the
I'm,
film.
I'm putting this in our Christmas playlist. Um
Okay.
no, but yeah, I don't know. It is. It's just a wrestling match to me. It really is. It doesn't hold any kind of weight. I don't care anything about the lore or what the characters are doing. I really don't. I think it's just a movie that's got some fun scenes and some fun sequences and some ridiculous over the top action sequences. It's not scary at all. There's no scare to this, no tension, but I think it's fun. I think it's fun. So I'm gonna give it a this is a little ridiculous. I'm gonna give it a 2.5, and I'm gonna give it half star for the Yabo. So it's gonna be a 3 star for me, which seems high, I know, but that's just where,
Be
that's just
ashamed of
where it
yourself.
lands. A little bit. I'm a little ashamed. But let's go, Bob. Bob out of 5. What are you gonna rate this thing?
Well, generally on the same page here. I think this movie is just as dumb and just as smart as it needs to be. It largely hits what you want from this, being that it does deliver on the promise of the name of the movie. The two big bads do duel, and it's, I guess, mostly satisfying. It doesn't really hit the like vibes of that of like the best Friday the 13th movies that are out there, where like you've just got these kids being slowly stalked and picked off one by one at Camp Crystal Lake. And the better of the Nightmare on Elm Street movies, they have like, the slower build up, and then you've got more creative kill sequences, I think, whenever like you get to know the characters and like what they're struggling with. I think Freddy's a little more creative in the better of those movies. And like this is just very, very silly, which is fine. Really, it is fine. I just when I think of these characters, what I really want, this movie does not necessarily deliver, so I would not reach for this one over most of the other entries in either of the franchises. Um, but it's fine. It's fine enough. It definitely does deliver on its promise. It's got a bunch of red shirts dropping goofy lines with a couple decent kills, and the big final fight sequence like does deliver overall. So not bad, more good than bad. Some shitty CG, maybe a little too goofy for me in a couple moments, but overall, more good than bad. So yeah, I'm right there with you. I think a 3 out of 5 for this flick.
Yeah.
Randy, how do you feel?
Yeah. So again, we're mostly simpatico on all this. I think that like this movie, I have a lot of nostalgic love for this movie, and that's going to factor in pretty heavily for me. But the things that this movie doesn't do well, the dialogue and shit like that, like the teens in general, I wish that this was Freddy versus Jason with Ash in tow, because then we would have a charismatic character to follow outside of our two villains. And because as it is, like, we have fucking Kelly Rowland is pretty terrible in this. If I'm being perfectly honest. Like, her and not my. I always think this character, this actor is Miles Teller, but it's not Linderman, the nerd character or
Yeah.
whatever. Like, they do this like tit for tat for like a couple of scenes that is just like painful. They're supposed to be like just completely eviscerating each other with words, and
With
it's like the worst fucking right. Like, it's the most painful, least offensive shit in the world. And then there's also actual offensive shit like fucking F slurs and stuff dropped late. I don't know. There's all kinds of weird shit happening in this movie when it comes to the teens. But the thing you come for is delivered upon. You get Freddy, you get Jason, you get home turf advantage for both of them at some point. You get both of them hurting each other with both their own weapons and with each other's weapons. Neither one comes out fully on top. Both of them are arguably the ones that won. They both have weaknesses, and they get to like spar. I do think that the biggest schism in that is that I think Jason is ultimately cast as the sympathetic character, while fucking Freddy is by far and more explicitly in this film than most a villain, like in a moral sense. They really go dark with him, and like explicitly so, in a way that, like I said, they don't do in every single fucking uh, Nightmare on Elm Street movie. I almost said Friday the 13th movie. So I
Poser.
don't know. There's a lot to be said about this that ultimately doesn't really need to be said. It's a very stupid movie that is very much a wrestling match, and everything is built around that. Everything that is not does not exist for just explicitly that purpose of those characters duking it out is kind of negligible at best, and at worst like a huge distraction and annoyance. The Jason Mewes character always bothered me. Like, just get like it felt like a direct homage to the point of why not just call Jason Mewes and see if he's available, like, or maybe they did and he just wasn't, and they just found a substitute. And I really expected that character to say Snoogans at one point every time I've seen this movie. Um, yeah, like there's a few bad kills. There's like Kelly Rowland, the fucking Alice in Wonderland kill. Those sucked. I do kind of like Catherine Isabel getting killed while in Freddy's dream, but not by Freddy, and having that be kind of the shock of it. I liked that. I thought that was unique and interesting. I thought that the bed kill was interesting, but like as far as red shirt kills, that might be about it. Like, then everybody
Oh,
else, like, oh
I
well, no,
think
I'm
you were
sorry.
off. You were probably still listening to Flaming Sword through the cornfield.
That was kind of cool, yeah. The cornfield was like in general pretty cool. I think that a lot of that weight was carried by what I just said, the kill with Catherine Isabel for me, and by like the character who tells him to go fuck a pig or whatever, like sets him on
Hell
fire,
yeah.
and then
There's
ultimately
yeah.
that's his kill. And like I think that like that character really kind of elevates a scene that is otherwise a little I don't know, like that might be a little unfair. I think that character helps a lot in terms of like giving you somebody to like target as the focus of your hatred besides Jason. But again, that goes to my point about Jason not being so much of a villain in this one.
There's
um
also the one where he takes his machete and stabs this like machine and shocks the guy. The electricity
oh
goes
yeah,
through Jason.
I didn't like that.
Yeah,
I thought
it's
that was lame.
cartoony for sure.
It is cartoony,
But
yes,
it's
and that's the other thing is like
creative. Like I like talking
I don't know
about
if it's that
different
creative. I
style
would say it's
kills.
cartoony, and like some of the cartoonishness works, some of it doesn't. I think it works better when it's coming from Freddy, who can be Bugs Bunny, whereas
Yeah,
Jason, I don't
yeah,
think
yeah.
can really be any of those characters, except for I don't know. It just doesn't really work entirely. So all that said, I've been talking a lot. I'm rambling. I'm gonna go ahead and give it a 3 as well,
Oh.
because I like it more than I dislike it. I have nostalgia for it. I acknowledge that. I'm being very subjective with that. It's a stupid movie with a lot of stupid parts, a lot of stupid lines, a lot of badly delivered lines, and a lot of shit that could be improved. dialogue kills. It's like etc. Fucking CG. God damn, some of that CG needs to go away. But I still have such affinity for it. I'm gonna go ahead and give it a 3 anyway. I think that we're all in simpatico on that. So
Quick
hey, fuck
math.
it.
Our aggregate is a 3 even for Freddy versus
Whoa,
Snoogans.
Bob.
Snoogans. Heyo.
Way to bring that quick math there, guy.
We are the same. Hey, let's jump over to our Rotten Tomatoes segment and see what the critics and users think about Freddy vs. Jason.
Certified fresh to death.
All right, ladies and germs. You see what I did there? This is the Rotten Tomatoes segment in which I'm going to ask these gentlemen to guess to the best of their abilities what the aggregate positive score is for both critics and users on RottenTomatoes.com for Freddy vs. Jason. So on RottenTomatoes.com, there is the tomatometer or the critic score and the poopometer or the user score. Um, the critic score, as we usually start with, only has 166 reviews. 166 reviews. We're trying to figure out what percentage of those reviews are positive. I'm going to start with Bob tonight. Bob, what percentage of those 166 reviews would you argue are positive? Would you wager?
Not one for the critics, for sure. Not sure how low to go. I'm gonna go. Man, I'll take a 60 flat, I think.
60 flat from Bob. Soju, what about you?
Oh, 60, I think is too high. I don't think critics are gonna like this. I'll I'm gonna play safe and say 50, but I think it's gonna be lower than that.
All right, some quick math tells me that there's an 8 percentage point difference between the correct answer
Okay.
and one of you. That correct answer is 42%. Soju's
Yeah,
instincts are totally on point
yeah,
here.
there's no way people like this. Yeah, I think that was too high. Yeah, I think I mean, this is just our generation too. I mean, it kind of came out, like we said, the perfect time for us. So,
Totally. Yeah, it doesn't warrant more than a fucking 40%. We just have an affinity for it that pushes it to
yeah, I mean, even I felt
45.
a little ashamed giving it a 3. You guys seem to be fine with it.
Yeah, that's
I'm
fine.
at peace with myself. If I start giving a shit about whether or not my reviews hold water, then we're all fucked because
That's
I'm
why,
gonna
yeah,
have
even when
problems.
movies like Smile came out, I was like, oh, this is like really shit. And people seem to really like it. But I was thinking about, it's one of those kind of teen movies, right? Where when you see it when you're young, it kind of holds a special place for
Yeah,
you. And
never
this
seen anything
movie,
like it before.
yeah,
Yeah.
you never seen anything like it before. And so, yeah, I try to consider those because, I mean, for God's sakes, we gave, Freddy vs. Jason a 3. So, overall, that's
Uh,
ooh.
That overall, that's us giving up our
Overall.
credibility once and for all. Um,
It's
Uh,
fine for what it is, you know.
yeah,
yep,
yeah.
it
But
It's fine.
forty-two
knows to
seems
some extent what it
appropriated
is.
too. This is
It
one of those
does.
movies where
Totally. That's fair.
if this was 20%, I'd be like, yeah.
I'd be like, yeah, I get that. Yeah.
Totally,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, it makes
Yeah.
sense.
The only
Um,
thing I would, when Bob said 60, I'd be shocked if it was higher than 50. Even 50, I'd be like, oh, okay, I'd say if it got to
yeah,
50, I'd be like, oh, good for that. But yeah, nothing higher.
me too. Yeah, I'm with you on that. Um, okay, let's move over now to the user score. A totally different ball game for this particular film. There are over 250,000 reviews counted here, so a large, large number of reviews for Freddy vs. Jason from the users. I'm sorry, Juice. We're gonna go in reverse order. What percentage would you say are positive from these 250,000 plus reviewers? Are you
Uh,
frozen? What's happening?
Thinking, processing.
I think this
Calculating,
is going to be higher,
calculating.
but not much higher. I'll say 50 again.
50 solid? Oh
Yeah.
yeah, you did 50 last time too. Okay. Bob, how about you?
Yeah, it's gonna be higher than 42. Not much higher. There's a lot of nerds out there. that probably
Not
would
like
log
us. Not
on
cool
and
guys like us. Mr.
oh
Cool
no, we're
Guy.
not nerds at all by any means. Um, I'll take the over. Not like crazy though. I'll take a 55. Why not? Let's do it.
55. My goodness.
55.
Thank you.
All right. Obligation fulfilled. I played the bump.
Thank you.
Well, gentlemen, I have to tell you, there's no math involved because one of you is spot on.
Oh,
Ringy dingy in tow here. This movie is a rare case of a fucking direct split 50%. Soju's walking with the
damn.
Oh
wheat.
shit!
Oh,
Woo! That's a huge sweet, Bob.
that's all yeet, no skeet, no
Ooh,
fun
that's
for
it.
anyone.
50%. Like, just think about how unlikely that feels. Like, I don't know. 50% of people like 50, it's a 50-50, boys. You go into a party in the woods.
50-50.
They can
50%
party
of
in the
people
woods.
love Freddy versus Jason. 50% of them hate Freddy versus
I
Jason.
could see that. If I
Yeah,
was at a
but
naked
also
party in the
too,
woods.
you have to watch Freddy versus Jason. That's the thing
Oh,
about
yeah.
it. I mean, who's just, I think that's reasonable of the people who are going to watch Freddy versus Jason.
Okay. That's a fair qualifier. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cause like my mom's not watching this and reviewing. If everybody on Earth fucking reviewed this movie, it would be
Well,
like a
then,
1%.
yeah, then exactly. That's a thing. You got to watch it first. You got to know going in that you're going to watch Freddy versus Jason, which the title alone is enough to
Yeah.
scare most people off.
Yeah.
So,
It kind of
Yeah,
lets you
like-
know.
yeah,
It lets you know.
exactly.
It tells you what it is,
Yeah.
But I guess that's true of like most movies. Like, not everybody's gonna be fucking interested in horror
Not
movies in general.
necessarily. Not necessarily. I mean, I think some movies
There's
can be
crossover hits like
obscure
Jaws,
enough.
but like,
Yeah.
I don't know, when you
Jaws versus Freddy versus Jason.
ooh, that's the movie. Freddy refuses to close Amity
It's-
Island, and Jason has had enough.
Bruce the shark is just in the lake, Camp Crystal Lake somehow. Fucking somehow.
They
Just
transport
wrecking
him
shit.
there. He gets fucking Sharknadoed over there somehow.
Versus
He's eating the kids.
No, we need to do a Jaws versus what's that whale movie we call
Orca?
Orca, yeah, Jaws versus
Versus
Oh,
Orca.
I thought Jaws goes to Lake Placid would make sense.
Jaws versus Orca versus Anaconda.
He just
versus
dies
fucking,
instantly
Lake
because it's not
Placid.
salt water.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
That's the thing. All the water in the world has
They give him- or
become
they give
the
him a big,
same
like-
boys, and all the
they give his-
creatures that live in them can just now travel across.
It's all
liquid
brackish.
is just liquid, you know?
It's all brackish, and they're all
They
going
can-
to Manhattan.
They can live in soda pop if they wanted to.
that's what scientists tell me.
Jaws versus Orca takes Manhattan.
Oh my
Speak
god.
English, Doc. We ain't scientists.
We ain't scientists. Randy, are you done? You got any goofy
Oh,
negative reviews?
You know what? I guess this one might have some funny negative reviews. Actually, I'll go for it. Let's figure that out now. Here's a negative review. We're not supposed to tell you who the ultimate winner is in the battle between Freddy versus Jason. Suffice it to say that you don't have to be clairvoyant to know this franchise isn't going to die, even if one of the characters supposedly does. Not funny. Sorry.
Hilarious.
All right.
One more for the fun of it. And let's hope it is some fun. You'll shake your head in disbelief at the nonsensical plot, machinations, and idiot character motivations required to bring the two terror titans together. Yeah, I guess
Oh,
that's true,
hilarious.
but also, who gives a shit? Is our argument. Like,
Hilarious.
yeah, we're all laughing at these. Great. Thanks for making me do that. Bob.
Hilarious.
God damn. Do you have any trivia or what?
Trivia sucks on this one. I will say $30
Really?
million budget.
Didn't you say you
100
looked at like 100 pieces of trivia?
There's so many things, and like none of them were really that interesting. to
Oh,
me.
damn.
Big
Okay.
old
Um,
doors.
Big
It
old
did
doors.
make like 116 million in the box office, which really does make you scratch your head why they didn't make a sequel. So
Yeah. What the fuck? Well,
Rights
you know
issues
what?
is probably the
Yeah, I
issue,
was about to say,
honestly.
haven't we had a lot of Friday the 13th problems? Would that
They did have like the or not or whatever the reboot
Yeah, after
sequel
the
not long after this, but
yeah.
Oh, okay.
of Friday the 13th specifically. I got both of them. Of both of them.
Yeah, and
Okay.
they
I think it was
are
just like
what they
tastes
are.
changed. Like this is already in a post Scream, like slashers are stupid world, and this movie leans into that. Like there's only I think there's only so far you can push that before people stop giving a shit. Maybe the studios were afraid of that.
All right.
Fucking posers. Yeah, that's it. Let's skip trivia. Let's jump over to our cooter of the week.
Straight chillin'. Gooder of the week.
Juice, what is a cooter and why do we hunt them?
Ho! Curse a curse. Type in a straight chillin' slice.
Exclude.
Cooter has to hit 3 of these 5 points to be considered a cooter, but we want the cooter with the most points. The 5 points of cooterdom are sexual deviance, manipulation, smug arrogance, overall look and attire, and overall patheticness. Boys, do we have a cooter this week?
I feel like we've already discussed Freddy as a cooter, but needs to be revisited.
Okay.
Like,
So yeah, I mean he's probably gonna be a cooter in everything we cover. But yeah, but
yeah,
specifically in this movie, there are some different things going on. So one, sexual deviance. He's a pedophile.
check.
Yeah, explicitly pedophilic.
Manipulation. He's a big time
Check.
manipulator.
Everybody, his whole thing is manipulation.
That is his
That's
thing.
his whole thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Overall patheticness, I would say a little bit because well, in this movie, he gets his ass whooped, one. But also two, like he can't operate in the way he wants to because Jason's kind of killing his prey early. Like, that's kind of pathetic a little bit. Like, he's not the top dog, not
It's
top dog
pathetic
killer.
that you only get your strength from causing people to fear you, just in general.
Yeah, I guess so. I guess
I
we
guess
could say
philosophically,
pathetic.
sure, but I didn't. I'm not reaching for philosophy.
Falafel?
Holy shit!
I'm
Well,
reaching
I'm
for
not reaching
falafel.
for
I am reaching for
falafels.
falafel.
Philosophy here.
Philosophy.
Velociraptor.
Um,
Let's go. Yeah. What's
so
left?
patheticness,
Look at attire. He's
manipulation.
looking. Actually, he looks kind of great in this movie in certain scenes. Like I think that
Whoa, Randy,
where he is
looking
facing
hot, huh?
facing
He
off with
looks
Monica
fucking
Keena in
great.
particular in her dream, where he's looking extra demonic. I think he looks fucking rad there.
All right.
Okay, well,
Fine, that's fine. We're missing one.
Are we?
Manipulation, smug
Smug
arrogance. Oh
arrogance?
yeah,
Yeah, well, I
smug
mean that's a
arrogance is
given.
high. Yeah. So really, okay, everything but looking attire, which I feel like maybe somebody could present
It's
an argument for
debatable.
that. But yeah.
Yeah.
But overall, 4 out of 5, solid.
I mean,
Yeah.
yeah. Strong cooter, very strong.
Was there
Yeah.
anybody else? Any of the
There
little
was,
red shirt? The boyfriend at the beginning. I would say he's
Totally. He's like kind of like
smug
Prometheus cooter.
arrogance.
He packs in a lot of
Yes.
cooter points in a
In
very
just a
limited
very
run
short amount
screen
of time.
time.
Yeah.
Pit,
How
I'm not
much
gonna
he
tell you
talks?
again. I need a massage, okay?
He talks about feng shui a lot, or is that the other kid?
Oh, no,
No, that's the other
Blake.
guy.
Combining the two fucking
Yeah,
idiot.
yeah.
Okay.
They're the same guy. They're the same guy.
They really are.
Mr. Whiteman.
Yeah.
Yes. Pathetic gets coat totally fucking cut in half and shit.
Like a
Um,
bitch.
Like a bitch.
Like a bitch. Like
He
a
didn't
fucking
spill his
little
beer, though.
bitch.
It's very, very
It's like
important.
still holding on to that beer.
For what? or ingesting? I don't think so. Um,
So sexual deviance, yeah, he's a bit of a prick, right?
oh
I don't know if
yeah,
it's
he's a
deviance,
fucking
but
he's Andrew Tate. Like I think it's
yeah.
deviance. Like he's just manipulating this
Yeah, he's
drunken girl, teenage
manipulative.
girl,
Yeah.
and treating
I
her like
told
shit the
you.
whole
He brought,
time.
you know what? He brought a bunch of beer. Yeah, he brought a bunch of beer. Get
Yeah.
these teens drunk.
It's
Yeah.
like, I don't
Okay.
like to be touched after, babe.
And I don't know how old
Babe.
he's supposed to be, but he looks to
Yeah.
be about
But
45
he,
years old.
but he bought beer, so he's over 21.
Yeah,
Well, not
yeah.
necessarily, but
Mm.
yeah.
Presumably, but maybe not.
Yeah.
Who knows? Who can
He
say
just
in these movies,
he
really?
really hits the ghost cooter point that like when he dies, you're like, fuck
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
fuck yeah.
exactly.
Fuck yeah.
That's a cooter point that really like doesn't get enough love, and he hits it hard.
He's
I
like
want to see that dude die
Freddy is like
immediately.
the cooter, but he's the real cooter where
Cooter,
you want him to
yes.
die. Yeah.
Yeah. Stereotypical cooter.
He's the cooter
Freddy
of the
Krueger's like the evolved
non-villain
cooter.
cooters. Yeah.
He's an
He's
evolved cooter. He's
so
an
yeah.
elevated cooter.
I would say I don't even know what that guy's name is, but that guy, leather
That
leather
guy.
jacket guy.
Will,
Dick.
Bill, Phil, Jill,
No.
whatever his name.
Who fucking cares? He's
Doesn't
dead,
matter.
and he should be. Um,
Yeah,
great.
that guy.
I think we got him.
We got him.
Some good cooters.
All right.
Lock
We
'em
got
up.
Dracula
Fellas.
Cooter and we got fucking
Throw away the key.
Cooter. We got them both.
We got him.
Sweet. Boys, let's talk about what we've been watching this week.
Finally.
Hey, gang, what you been watching?
Ray and Diesel, what you been watching?
Yeah, so I went on an extended trip to my sister's wedding in North Carolina, followed
Whoa.
by a visit to Florida for an early Thanksgiving with other family. So we did a lot of podcast listening, and in our car, that involves a lot of true crime. One of my favorite podcasts for a long time has been In the Dark, which is like a series long investigation of one topic or another, some of which have like gone on to help get unjustly uh arrested men absolved fucking decades after the fact, shit like that. Like big like Supreme Court cases and shit have hinged on some of this investigation, so it's like good shit. And we listened to one newer season called Blood Relatives, that is about a case in England, and it's one of the most infamous cases of in England's recent history, I guess, of this rich boy who has been in jail, man now, who's been in jail for having lied and supposedly engineered the situation where his sister would seem to have killed both of their parents and her kids. It's a very fucking crazy story. Like it doesn't give a definitive anything, which is a lot often the case with true crime. You can investigate it as much as you want. Doesn't mean you're going to find an answer. So I don't know. It's fucking great though. It's amazing listening. This is the kind of true crime rather podcast or documentary that I like, where it like they really like take a pretty fairly objective view of things, really go out of their way to find what like things that are not otherwise available to the public and people have not like scrutinized before. It's the good shit. It's the hard hitting shit. I respect it. It's good work. So In the Dark, Blood Relatives, good stuff. Also, listen to Serial Productions, Serial, the podcast. They have a bunch of different seasons and mini shows. This one is a series called Nice White Parents about the school system, which is not really true crime, but it is a lot to do with like, injustices in the school system, specifically centering around intentional and unintentional segregation, specifically in New York and a specific school. And that doesn't sound that interesting on the outset, but it was a very fucking fascinating listen. And it ends on a very weirdly positive note, which I did not expect. It does not usually happen in these podcasts I
In
listen
this
to.
day and age,
Or in life, really. So I recommend that as well. I am in the middle of one we started called Left to Their Devices, which is about basically about kids growing up in the age of social media, what it's done to them, what its benefits, its costs, how the major social media organizations have dealt with or intentionally not dealt with problems involving youths and how they deal with how they're exposed to this shit, how they're monetized. It's very fucking bleak from what I've heard so far. About 3 episodes in on that. Also very good so far though, and very revealing. And yeah, it makes you feel some shit about the world. Okay, out of the fucking podcast world, started watching 2 shows. One is called All Her Fault, starring Jake Lacey. Sarah Snook is the lead, really. Dakota Fanning, a few other names. Whatever, Natalie from The Bear. I can't remember that actress's name, but she's in it as well. Like a lot of people, and it's a fucking really decent show. I don't remember what it's on. I want to say it's like CBS or something, which is unusually good for CBS. It's like prestige drama level stuff. It's a mini series based on a book about a woman, Sarah Snook, whose son goes missing one day. She goes to pick him up from a play date, finds out that he was never at this play date, that she was lied to via text, and it just spirals into this insane thing. And it's very like compelling. It makes you want to watch the next episode, the next episode, the next episode. And it's one of those shows where like people have secrets, and you find out a lot about those secrets bit by bit, drip feed, in a way that's still very, very compelling. So I recommend that. I've not finished it yet, but it's been quite fun. And I'll tell you, if I learned one thing from that show, it's that Jake Lacey is the most adept human being I've ever seen to play a smug, arrogant, fucking piece of shit, uh, rich white dude. Like he's the guy you might recognize him from White Lotus. He played Alexandra Daddario's shithead husband. He
Gotcha.
was
Yeah.
also
Yeah.
in The Office playing Aaron's not Andy love interest in the later seasons for people who give a shit about that. Great actor. No, nothing against him, but like I'm not out here trying to make him. I'm not trying to be the Soju to his Elijah Wood or anything. But his roles that he has taken have made me see him as the perfect receptacle for my hatred. So good job, Jake Lacey. And then last but not least, I have watched 2 episodes of Pluribus, the new Vince Gilligan show that came out on Apple TV. And it's a wholly different thing than Breaking Bad or Better Call Saul. Like it is very much like I don't know how to describe it. It starts as like a pretty terrifying broad scale horror, and by episode 2 it's already starting to settle into this weird thought experiment, like psychological thing. I'm curious to see how they're gonna make this go more than a few episodes. Honestly, it seems like it could be like a mini series of like 4 episodes and then be done, and or like an extended episode of Black Mirror, but somehow they're turning this into a full series. I don't know if it's going to be ongoing after season 1 or not, but either way, like Vince Gilligan has earned my trust. I'm fully on board regardless, and I'm ready to give it a try. But um, yeah, like so far it's been fascinating. I just don't see where it goes from here. So yeah, excited to see more. All right, that's my slate's clean. Soji, what about you? What have you been watching?
Oh, so much because we didn't cover, all the stuff from Halloween, but watched all the classics. All the classics. So I won't go over those. But since then, you know what? For the first time, I'd never seen Close Encounters of the Third Kind. I watched that for the first time. And only the director's cut is available on Netflix, so it's quite long, and I'm kind of curious to know what the original was like because one of my biggest problems was like, this was too long. I was like, I feel like decent amount of this could be trimmed out of this. So I'm kind of curious to see what it was, but generally it was quite interesting to see. I wouldn't necessarily say that I loved it, but I feel like I could like it a lot more if it wasn't so long. So, jury's still kind of out on that about how I really kind of feel about it, but it was interesting. It was definitely an interesting watch, especially it having the reputation that has and everything like that. But yeah, that was a first time watch for me. I watched another movie called Moonlit Winter, which is a sneaky Christmas film, not horror. This is
Oh
kind of
my
like
God.
a romantic Korean drama from 2019. And it was good. I liked it a lot. It was on my Netflix. I don't know if it's on everybody's Netflix, but if you're looking for a kind of different Christmas movie that's a little sad, a little romantic, I enjoyed that one for winter season. Very cold. It's set in Japan. It's a Korean movie, but it's set mostly in Japan, and it looks cold as shit. Um, Let's see. I've been rewatching Avatar, the animated series, because I'm doing it completely in Korean with Korean subtitles and Korean, like it's a cartoon that has the overdubs or whatever. So, that's really fun. That show is just so damn good. It's just so good. I think that's just one of my favorite series overall. It's like holds up so well as a cartoon, and it's just unfortunate that they've tried to do so many like live action remakes because the cartoon's just perfect. It really is. It's just delightful.
Just let it be. Yeah.
Just let it be. I
Yeah.
do think so I really loved too the sequel that they did, the what was it, Kara or whatever.
Korra.
Cora,
It's
yeah.
solid. Yeah.
Yeah, it's really solid. And I did hear that they were going to do an animated version of like Aang's adult life. They do some kind of flashbacks in Korra, which I thought that they handled well, and they gave Aang and like his squad some interesting dynamics. So I think they're going to do an animated, which I'm okay with generally, as long as it's animated. Stop this live action bullshit.
Yeah. Yeah.
Bob, what you been watching?
I just to add on to yours real quick, I was curious about the runtime of Close Encounters of the Third Kind. The theatrical version is 2 hours and 15 minutes. The director's cut is 2 hours and 17 minutes. So they're basically the same runtime, apparently.
I mine was the one I watched was longer than that.
Really?
Let
Okay.
me see. I mean, I could let me just pull up my Netflix real quick. But I'm pretty sure it was like an hour and a half or something.
It's the sadist's cut.
Yeah, it was really long. But yeah. Oh no, I'm wrong. I'm wrong about that. It is 2 hours, 17 minutes. Okay.
So, okay. Yeah.
It felt really long.
I mean, that's
Um,
not a short
Oh,
movie. So,
No. Okay, well maybe that I'm not as crazy. Maybe it's one of those movies I felt didn't necessarily live up to its reputation, which sometimes
yeah.
happens. But
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know. I don't know. All right then, Bob.
Yeah, I've been watching a handful of different things here. I checked out the John Candy documentary called I Like Me, which is on Amazon Prime,
Hmm.
and it's just lovely. If you're into John Candy, any
oh,
John Candy movie, even if you're not really, um, the documentary is about 2 hours long, and it's funny to see everybody just like not funny. It's like heartening to see everybody talk about this man in like such a positive light. It actually opens up with Bill Murray like being Bill Murray, he's like trying to rack his brain to think about like one critical thing to say about John Candy, and he can't come up with anything. He's like struggling to do it. It's just it's nice. Obviously it's sad because John Candy passed at such a young age, but it's heartening I think to watch. And Tom Hanks' son directed it. What's it? Colin Hanks directed
Colin.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tom Hanks is in there. There's just a bunch of people that faces that you'll recognize saying sweet things about John Candy, which is kind of cool.
Hmm.
Um, I did end up watching Begonia in the movie theater. That's
Okay.
Yorgos Lanthimos' most recent film with Emma
Remake of a
Stone.
Korean film.
Yes, and I have not seen the Korean movie. I'm curious how similar this is going to be to that.
I
I
think it's
did
pretty different from what I've heard. From what I've heard.
I would expect that to be the case. I'd be surprised if they were super similar. I fucking loved this movie, honestly, though. I
Hmm.
really had a good time with it. It went to some darker places than I was really expecting.
Okay.
Jesse Plemons, Emma Stone both do fucking great jobs in this. Um, I recommend it if you want something that's a little rough around the edges, perhaps. I think if you've seen any Yorgos Lanthimos movies, you know kind of the vibe he's bringing.
Hmm.
I really enjoyed it though. I thought it was a great movie. I ended up watching Ari Aster's most recent movie, Eddington, which is currently on HBO Max if you want to check it out. I did not like this movie. It is 2.5 hours long.
Oh
What
man.
movie?
Eddington, Ari Aster's
It's the
latest.
Oh
like
yeah.
Western thing, right? With
It's the
Joaquin Phoenix
yeah,
is
the
in it.
COVID
Oh
Western is what it
no.
is.
Right.
And it's calling it a Western, it's just in Arizona. It's not a Western. Like there are some guns in it. Like, I don't know.
Is there a
All
It's
10-gallon
right.
hat?
All right.
yeah, there's some hats.
Well,
There's
then
some
that's a
hats.
Western.
There's a yeah, there's some great
If a Christmas tree makes it a
performances.
Christmas movie, then a 10-gallon hat makes it a cowboy movie.
You
There you
know what,
go.
Randy?
I'm
Who
okay
am
with
I to
that.
argue? You
Yeah,
got
you
me.
know what?
You got
God
me.
damn
Good
it.
point, Randy.
You
God
got
damn
me.
it.
You're right.
I don't want it
This
to be right.
this movie you're correct, Randy. This movie is just an endurance test, man.
Oh
It's just
no,
like
why does he keep doing
it's
that?
all the worst shit that happened during the pandemic condensed into 2.5 hours, and by the end of it, like maybe I missed the point, but for my understanding of the movie, the point is like, wow, that's a lot of fucked up shit, ain't it? Like,
God
it's like,
damn,
yeah,
dude.
yeah, it is a lot of fucked up shit. It's and like the only reason I can come up with for like making a movie like this, because it doesn't help you process anything. Like it doesn't
Mm,
add any context or like additional, like it doesn't illuminate anything. The only reason I can come up with for him like making this movie is like down the road, people who did not live through the pandemic, if they want to like just throw in a movie for 2.5 hours and like feel what that might have felt like,
God
maybe
damn,
this will
dude.
give you an
Well, you
idea
know
of
what? We
that,
are kind of removed a little bit. There might be somebody
Yeah.
reaching like 19, 20 that
Could
like,
Yeah, that maybe
yeah,
wasn't alive or old
maybe.
enough to remember or alive at all. Like maybe you want to give that a spin.
Yeah.
I think it captures a lot of stuff except for like the isolation portion of COVID. It does not really touch on the
Mm,
isolation really hardly at all. But just about everything else. It is not enjoyable, and I did not enjoy watching it, but it is
okay.
out there for you
Okay.
if you want to check it out. Um, Revisited the movie called Werewolves Within, which Josh Rubens directed this one a few years ago.
That
It's
with
a
Sam
who
Richardson?
Yeah, it is. Yeah,
Okay.
and the girl from the AT&T ads, I can never remember her name. She's in it as well, and it's kind of a who done it. It is about this forest ranger who moves to this small town in the middle of winter, and they kind of get this storm rolls in, and they're snowed into this inn, and there may or may not be a werewolf running around town, terrorizing folks, and they're not really sure who is the werewolf, if there even is a werewolf. So it does kind of reminds you of like the Thing vibes, but way more comedic. The Thing is like so deadly fucking serious. But it's they're snowed into this very isolated place, and they're not sure who they can trust for a large portion of the movie. So it does give you some Thing
I'm
vibes.
sorry. Justin,
Yeah.
while you're reaching right there, it looks like you're it looks like you're cupping Freddy's balls.
You are. It really does.
Nice.
That's
Hey,
incredible.
hey, Fred, what you got? What you got going on down
Hey,
here?
buddy.
Whatever
I'm
you're grabbing, it must be pretty big.
Does the carpet match the drapes, Fred? Oh,
Yeah, is it
It's
burned
I am
down
in the
there?
process now. In the middle of this, I got a email asking me to apply for a press badge for the Independent Film Festival in Seoul, but the deadline
And
is
you got to
passed,
blow
so
some
they're
dicks to
at
get there. I
well,
get it.
the deadline is passed, so they're asking me to do it as quickly as possible, and I have to work off of two laptops. So I'm
hell
like,
yeah.
Sure. 2 laptops while giving a handy J to Freddy Krueger? That's
no,
impressive.
I know. I got to get our business card off our other laptop, so
I
I
could not
apologize. I
ignore
am a
that.
little distracted.
You do what you
Just
gotta do.
could not
You do
ignore
what you gotta
that.
do.
Oh God.
Okay.
Werewolves Within. Yeah, check it out. It's a fun one. That's really all I've been watching. Let's go ahead and jump over to our hotline. Screams.
Hotline scream.
If you guys would like to call in and leave a voicemail for next week's show, hit us up at 904-638-3231. First up, we're going to hear from our friend Nas. Let's hear what he's got to say.
Hey, what's up, guys? It's Nas. Listened this morning to y'all's episode on Frankenstein, and I loved it. I loved the episode. Loved all the opinions y'all had, and I love all the opinions people have in Slack. I absolutely love this movie. It was like my first real Frankenstein movie I saw. I never seen the original, never seen Bride, never seen anything with Frankenstein in it. This was the first one, and I absolutely love it. I never read the novel, so I didn't really know what to expect going in. Didn't know really the characters like Elizabeth and William, and I knew Victor and the creature, of course, but that's everything. I found it fun because I was really immersed into the movie. Like from the beginning, I was really intrigued. I was quite hyped to watch this movie also. So I was really immersed. Like the scenes where the creature is trapped underneath the tower, like in the basement with the water and stuff. I really enjoyed that scene, and I really, like, yeah, like I said, I was really immersed until my girl Mia Goff started talking about her throat game. Then I was like totally thrown off because, like, what? I'll have to check if I was watching the right movie, because usually I skip those parts, you know. But no, like, of course, it's like, so I don't understand that line. Like, the creature has already yelled a million times, Victor, 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 and then she says, "Look, my throat, it makes sound." Like, oh, of course he knows that he's not that dumb. He's maybe dumb in the beginning, but not that dumb. Like, he knows it comes from his throat, not from his ass. But, you know, that's the only thing I really don't understand from the movie. Yes, some sets look really fake because I think they, post-production, they maybe fixed it up some things, but I don't know. Could also be just Netflix, because I bet if you buy a Blu-ray, shit is gonna look great. Yeah, anyways, loved it. Loved the episode. That's really it. Also, yeah, The Devil's Lettuce. You said it's banned, or like banned in Europe. Uh, Not everywhere. Here in Belgium, yes, but in the Netherlands, no. Anyways, love you guys. Bye bye.
Dude, could you imagine if Mia Goth took the creature's hand and put it on her ass and said, "See, my
Whoa.
ass, it makes
My ass is
sounds."
speaking.
I took
That's
that as like she
hilarious.
was more like taking the time to show him how it worked, right?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think
yeah,
so.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like I can make different sounds or whatever,
Like making a
because
sound and
she's
then sort of
like how
understanding
it
it are two different
changes.
things.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
But oh man, you said something. He said something that was of interest to me. I can't remember now. But I've been drinking. Have I said that? I've been drinking. Um, yeah. I was gonna bring up like regarding the look of Frankenstein, which we talked about at length last week. I did post something on the Slack that's like a video that's apparently going around. I've seen it shared other places about haptic filmmaking, HAPTIC. It's like a, I guess, kind of a viral video in film dork circles,
Like
and it
verse
was pretty
optic.
fuck versus optic, yes,
Yeah, I
and it
saw.
was like
Yeah,
it's pretty fucking interesting, and I like it. Kind of made a pretty compelling point to what we were discussing with Frankenstein. I don't want to like necessarily go into it because it's very very technical and in depth, but and it's like a little bit pretentious maybe, but I did find it very interesting, and I think it's worth watching to sort of like figure out like what it is about that weird sheen that we all kind of identify but can identify. I think it helps kind of at least kind of understand what might be causing those sort of things in an oblique way. So, anyway, for what it's worth, haptic versus optic film design, I think might be the name of the video. You'll find it if you look for it. I think I've seen it. Like I said, I've seen it shared in a number of places, so it's getting some play.
I gotta watch that. I saw you shared it, but I didn't have time to watch it today. I'm curious about exactly what that is because it's something I've noticed in more movies. Maybe not explicitly as as starkly as in Frankenstein, but it's something that I've noticed before. So, yeah,
And
what is it? What's going on?
to be clear, it does not mention Frankenstein 2025 at all.
Okay.
It's not dealing with that directly. It's dealing with like just the general idea of like people think digital recording looks a certain way and that's why modern movies look kind of bland and like this or that. Like he goes into all the reasons that maybe modern filmmaking is cutting too many corners or is just not landing the realism that you expect from a movie. We talked about like I remember Miles last week on the Slack was talking about how like, man, can they just not afford to explode in it to like make a fire anymore? A fire is so much more compelling when it's real filmed than when you put it in digital. And I think that's totally true. And
Yeah.
this video deals with that directly and a few other things as well. It's worth watching, is all I can say. I wish I could remember the name of the creator, but it was timely and interesting.
Cool. Thanks for calling, Nos. Always good to hear from you, brother. Next up, we're hearing from our friend, the librarian. Let's hear what she's got to say.
Hello, girl bosses. Hey, so I decided to edit your question last week about a horror baddie fight off. For Soju's sake, I'm turning it into a hotline kinks and asking instead about a horror baddie fuck off. For that, I would like to see 2024 Nosferatu versus 2025 Frankenmang versus me. Who will win? Actually, I am the winner in that scenario. Yeah. I once had a guy I was seeing last year text me, "I'll bite you through the sternum" after Nosferatu, and he might be the one that got away. So, anyway, that's what I'm into. Bye!
I genuinely don't know what was being communicated.
I don't think there was a question, but maybe there like we can pull one out from that. What's a creature you'd like to fuck?
Whoa.
Boy, I'd fuck a space vampire. I think we all can agree on that one.
All right. Well,
Vampires in general. I mean,
the life force space vampire.
take me
Sure.
to the underworld land, please. I like to go there.
Hot topic. Underworld land.
Underworld land. Yes.
I
I don't know, man.
You don't know which
I don't
creature
know.
you'd want to
I
bite.
mean, them
What creature do you want to fuck?
them werewolf ladies in Trick or Treat are looking pretty good.
That's
Yeah,
true.
and the thing is, like, is it assumed that you're gonna die at the end? Because if
That's
so,
true,
then there's
yeah.
a different answer than if you
Yeah.
think you are trying to escape at the end.
Or you can bang
Yeah.
a vampire and potentially live forever,
yeah, as a slave. I don't
Yeah,
know.
it seems
Not
like
necessarily.
most of the creatures who live forever like don't love it.
Yeah, it seems like it's not the funnest way to live.
They still know how
I
to
just
do it
don't
right.
know.
They don't know
I
how
just-
to live like Soju. That's the problem.
Jaistein will teach you everything.
What they gotta do is review horror movies for life.
For life. If I could live forever, I could just review all the horror
Every
movies.
movie.
They don't have that going on.
Jaistein.
Boys, if we could be immortal, you want to just keep doing the podcast forever? Just keep it going?
Oh,
Might
we
as
aren't
well.
already?
Might as well. Yeah.
This
If
is
there's
what gives
any
me my life
vampires out
energy.
there listening who are fans of the Straight Chillin' podcast, if
And
you
you
want to
want it to
give
keep
us
the
immortal
greatest patron
life,
we've ever had.
I mean, how many
come to Korea and
podcasts?
give it to me first, just to make sure it works, and then
That would be fine.
How many podcasts
We
have
can
hit 12
recast
years?
Randy when he's done. But,
I don't know, probably not a lot.
Not a lot.
We gotta
It can't-
we gotta be in the like top 10% at least, I would
At
think.
least, yeah.
10% of what?
He said
Podcasts
how
that
many
hit
podcasts have been around for 12 years?
12 years? Like, not a lot.
Most of them have the good sense to hang it up. Not us. We never say die, even at our
We
own
definitely
peril.
got to make it at least to 696. If we
696 years.
yeah, years.
Yeah.
We can do
Episode
Here's
that.
666. That's the
696
goal.
is the absolute goal. We'll hit 600, we'll hit 666, we'll hit 696. If we don't hit 700, I'll be okay with that.
Wow.
Just four
What
more.
a quitter.
Yeah, just 4.
You might as well
Fucking
just knock
quit.
it out.
No, 696 would be
Not
perfect to go out
6969.
on.
What do you hate? What do you hate? Fun? What is
But I
this?
just feel like after, if we really did hit 700, is there anything really special after that? I don't think so.
Well,
Did you just ask if we really hit 700 years?
700
Episodes,
Randy.
episodes.
Jesus.
which is not that far away.
It's not.
It's like 2 years away or some shit.
About 3.
I don't know.
There's
My
the
God.
one thing that I always have in mind is Joe Bob, which he absolutely would not remember this. We'd have to play it back for him. But whenever some friends of
Yeah.
the show got us that cameo from Joe Bob, he said to invite him on episode 800.
Straight chillin'
will never die.
That's
So
true.
if we-
That would take
if we
another
hit
2 years. So 5 years.
800.
You think he's still around in 5 years?
Man, I hope so.
Yeah.
I mean, he's getting up there, but
Yeah.
maybe we'll just have to double up 2 shows a week, you know? Just
Oh, yeah.
expedite that shit.
Well, if we're immortal, then we can
Who
do
are you
it.
what is this? What is
We
this
can-
you're signing up for?
we can sick my boy Jystein over on Joe Bibe Briggs to, make him immortal, and then
Sure.
Oh,
I'm gonna look up Joe Bob Briggs' age. He's 72, or yeah, he's 72. And so we got about 5 years to reach
you're
800.
forgetting that he is probably actually a vampire at this point.
Okay.
So.
yeah.
5 years, boys. Oh my God. We could do it though. When we think back, let's see, 5 years ago was 2020 COVID. That was our peak, baby. We were right.
We really peaked
Right
when
when
the world
humanity was
crashed.
at its lowest, we rose right to the top.
Like a phoenix
Cream rises, boys.
to the top. No
Oh, man.
stop.
We're gonna keep going forever.
Maybe.
Great chilling.
Well, hey, thanks for calling, librarian.
Yeah.
Spring break forever.
Hope we
Straight
answered
chilling, boy.
whatever question you may or may not have answered or asked. or
We need to
whatever.
put our names into more people's mouths. More people need to say straight chilling will never die.
That sounded
You
so
put what into their
fucked
name?
up.
Nah, it's normal.
Hey,
What I said
hey.
is normal.
What I've said is normal. It's the way you took it. That's
Yeah, Bob, it's your
abnormal.
mind that's fucked up, not my mouth.
My mouth is sumptuous and
My
sweet.
mouth
Everyone
is
agrees.
Perfect.
Your mouth might be kind of fucked up. I'm not sure.
No,
You
it's
know.
perfect. I
Okay.
assure you.
All right.
Do you want the
well,
mustache on or off?
half on, half off.
Okay.
Oh shit.
Hey, thanks for calling, librarian. Again, if you guys are listening and would like to call and leave a voicemail for next week, hit us up at 904-638-3231. We'll be back next week with a brand new show. It is actually your boy Rand Diesel's host pick.
Whoa.
Oh shit.
Randy, what are we talking about next week?
We are talking about the Vincent Price, I'm told classic, The Abominable Dr. Phibes or Phoebes. Have not watched it yet. Don't know
Oh.
for sure.
This is your takeover, Randy? This is what you
I
chose?
take over. This is
All
what
Take
I've
it over.
chosen. This is what I've inflicted upon you. And
Well.
I have no idea if it's a slight or a benefit. I have
I
no
guess
idea.
this is why I always win the triple polls over here. So,
Wow. Okay.
Yes. I don't-
you know, I'm
The
gonna love the
anonymous
shit
triple
out of this
feature polls.
movie.
I hope-
This is
I
gonna be
hope
like
you-
one of my favorite movies ever. Now,
No, I hope you hate it. I genuinely hope you hate it now. I hope it's a drag. I hope you suffer.
I hope
through it.
I love it and you hate it. You're
Likewise,
so
my
ashamed.
frere. Likewise.
It's Randy's takeover. Fucking hates it, and it's one of my favorite movies. That's perfect. That's
Dude, it's
perfect.
fun.
That's what we need.
That's what we need.
The collective we. the
Speaking
royal
for
we.
all, as always, The humility runs deep here.
Keep us in your mouths forever. Check out the Abominable
Make sure you put us
Dr.
in your
Fives.
mouths as much as possible.
Put us in your ear holes and your mouths, whatever orifices, really.
Really, any hole is fine.
Just make sure they're jam-packed
Mom
full of
always
straight
said.
chilling. Mom always said, watch the Abominable Dr. Fives from 1971. Get ready for next week's show. Randy's You Pick. Prompts for next week. People to call in, leave voicemail. Favorite mashups that never were, perhaps.
Yeah, give us your mashups.
Favorite Vincent Price flicks.
Yeah.
You know what? Pennywise versus Pinhead. Look, you got two
Pinhead's
interdimensional beings.
Yeah, what could Freddy or Jason do to Pinhead that he wouldn't be like, ooh, don't do that.
Yeah.
Ooh,
oh no.
Ooh, I hate it. Oh,
don't
stop.
torture me. I'll come.
Oh, please don't stab me with your.
Well, Bob,
hands.
just
Ooh.
throwing all subtlety out the window. No,
Dirty bird.
no tension there. Just
I've seen it on a bumper sticker. I don't know.
Sure. Yes, that's where
you
saw
do
that.
live in Florida, so I'm sure that's true.
No, that's not impossible. That's true. There might be a Goonermobile out there. Who knows?
Oh yeah. All right.
Call in and let us know. I don't know.
Tell us about
Fucking
your
A.
Goonermobile.
Yeah. Tell us about your bumper sticker that doesn't exist but definitely should. 904-638-3231. Check out the Abominable Dr. Fives. Until next week, as always, all you mother truckers, please keep chilling.
Snoogans.